the Louis Vuitton Cup Challenger Selection Series as the race for Cup survival continues.
We come in now and we feel like we've been pretty hard beaten up.
What went wrong? They got a win in the opening race of the day, but they've been pummeled.
But then you look at the scoreboard, we got a win. So you got to look at it as a positive. We've got another point on the board.
And American Magic have got out of jail.
Take a W.
And they get win number 3.
It wasn't our finest day by any means. We had a couple of mistakes at critical moments.
Big clamp there on the British. Not many options for the British here just at the moment.
Our boat has got a huge amount of potential left on the table. I think we can be really dangerous.
We know we have a package that can match all the other boats through the entire wind range.
Emirates Team New Zealand get the job done, and the defender notches up another win.
If we start the boat well and we race the boat well around the course, we know that we'll be able to defend the America's Cup.
Their record is perfect.
Better pressure this way.
Unbeaten so far. Can anyone take down Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli?
I don't want to leave any stone unturned. It's important that we keep pushing for performance and sailing the boat better.
Alingi Red Bull Racing get the win and go to 2 valuable points.
And happy birthday, Time 60. Here we love it.
Our destiny is not in our hand. I mean, if the French sail really well and they can turn things over as well.
The French are not going away.
Just one thing to do, avoiding any mistakes, and that's the challenge for this weekend.
Louis Vuitton Cup, and we won't sight them till the match. So it's time to head out on the water. American Magic, 3 wins in the bag. Wouldn't another one be nice just to find some consistency? Talk about consistent, unbeaten, perfecto. Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli. But this is a team that might surprise everybody. The Swiss now 2 in the bag. Another one would be magnificent. Ineos Britannia, challenger of record, just quietly again, just quietly going about their business. And France, well, they're almost at last chance saloon. It is a monster day for them. And Emirates Team New Zealand, well, they've got a couple more races, and then it's see ya, and we'll see you in the match. The race villages and fan zone will definitely be pumping this weekend, knowing that the challengers are all in the race for Louis Vuitton Cup survival. So it's a perfect time to check out the weather conditions with Shirley Robertson.
32 years ago, this Barcelona racetrack was the theatre of Olympic dreams. This weekend, it'll be the dreams of a different kind that will be realised, as 4 of these 5 challengers will make it through to the semis. Well, adding to the drama is a demanding set of conditions. An overnight storm has left the sailors a lumpy, messy sea to deal with, and the breeze looks lightish, currently a southerly 6 to 11 knots. And giving us all a clue as to what's actually happening as it happens, we have Windsight IQ, which lets us see the variances in a wind map. We then blend that data with the AC75 simulator performance, and we've got a pretty good idea of the winning route. We're not going to put a foot wrong.
Time to go racing. American Magic, Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli.
Representing the New York Yacht Club, the AC75 of American Magic has picked up 3 wins so far this regatta. Most importantly, this team has beaten 3 of the other 4 challengers. The only team they've not beaten is up next. Well, Slingsby and Goodison need to keep it calm on the wheel. On flight and trim, it's Campbell and Menninger. But all eyes this race will be on those 4 cyclers. Business class, as Slingsby calls it, facing backwards behind the cockpit. They'll need to get the business done today.
The Italian team of Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli are on fire and have not lost a race thus far in the Round Robin Challenger Series. They'll be looking for a place in the Louis Vuitton final and will be hoping for a solid race today against the Americans. Leading the charge in the big chairs today is Francesco Bruni, James Speartill, Umberto Molinari and Andrea Tessi. Powering the hydraulic pumps for the Silver Flying Machine is a solid lineup of big gear for today's race.
So these are the men on the wheels, and they have got a big day ahead of them, particularly American Magic, counting down to that 3-minute clearance for race start for race 22. Second to last day of the Louis Vuitton Cup Challenger Selection Series, and all the pressure on teams that haven't really got it right for the whole regatta as the boats continue to develop.
Should be above all this. There's no problem, just that one grey one to win with.
I think we'll be going between them here. Yeah, 24 to kill.
This is the race committee. The wind sampling period is complete, and this race will start on schedule.
Just what you want to hear off the coast of Barcelona that had, well, a rough night last night. Look at that sea stow. We should probably get into that straight away, shouldn't we, team?
Definitely going to be bumpy out there, Shirley. Not going to be an easy day for both the trimmers and helmsman and flight control. Whole team here having to work really hard to keep the boat on the foils.
Yeah, we can see it in that picture. I mean, all from different directions, almost pushing them upwind, and a bit of debris in the water as well, just outside the side of the racetrack. So plenty going on.
So it will be American Magic coming in from port. 2 minutes and 10. They're steaming in, and on the right-hand side, starboard, it'll be Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli at 2 minutes. So they'll get their time and distance on point. And it looks like American Magic are going to be perfecto today. Green light as they come on board. They are good. Now waiting for Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli to come in on starboard.
Maybe a 2 board turn.
Yep, maybe 2 boards onto a cross.
Running in a tad late, so let the battle begin.
Okay, stand by, guys. Into 2, 1, 4 down.
Great breeze. We've got 11, 12 knots. I mean, perfect for full-on engagement.
Stand by, board up.
See the swell there. Real different angle there, so they're actually reaching across at sort of 90 degrees, but with the swell behind them, so real battle here for the teams to sail the boat well.
Big day for the trimmers, controlling the flight.
Still green, quite early.
Sport down in 2, 1.
Decision now whether to jump and lead back or push.
Early?
No.
No. I think we take that on, mate.
He's not jumping, so we're just going to kill him.
Let's try and use the boundary.
Ready to kill boat.
2.
Okay, turning up here.
15 pin.
The line is square, so no massive advantage turning back early.
I think he can still shot.
26 boat.
I think we go for the press.
25.
Down. 2 boards. Yep.
It's 21 knots.
Probably tight to lure. Pressing a little here.
Spin.
Good sails.
It's 5.
Just a check,
He's pressing down.
20 to kill.
Happy to
3
turning down hard here. And then turning up hard into one, turning all the way up.
Both boats manoeuvring on 2 boards, just slowing it down.
It's just above starboard lane.
Both boats killing time here, trying to gain the advantage, so Americans have to watch for the hook here from Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli.
Here they go.
It's 8 line.
Coming down here.
Still just okay at this. 5 line.
Jimmy Spittle going for the push, trying to hook them.
Rolling up.
He's up.
Up it. All the way up.
Just can't get there.
Up it. All the way up here.
Clean start. Race 22, American Magic, Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli.
They're pressing a little here.
So I've got the advantage there early on to the American team there. Great job, great execution there, forcing Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli Shirley to tack away and give themselves a chance to stay in the game.
Yeah, not the best tack by Luna Rossa. Got slightly down speed, just laboured through that turn.
And turning. Do I have to accelerate there?
American Magic kept it simple, didn't they? Straightforward and with great execution. This is a big match for them.
Okay, guys, just picking the moment. Stand
Looks
by.
like quite a bit of surfing going on this port tack, so swell behind, so everyone knows what surfing's all about, and then punching back into it again on the starboard tack. So Luna Rossa now punching into the swell.
Not sure.
American Magic surfing,
moment,
so you should see bigger numbers on the Americans.
I'm happy to duck him, yeah. So coming down a little, not escape. Hold course there, it's your wheel.
I got him. Confirm it, is shaving behind.
Snowed up.
Oh, really close race here. Next manoeuvre is really critical on both boats here, so...
Boundary.
Happy for a boundary.
Pressure here on our right.
Okay, in this next wave.
It's got to chase zero. Peter Lester, clean start, but a lot of tension in this one early.
Yeah, good start by American Magic, and then a really good comeback by Luna Rossa. They came back and they won that first cross, which was crucial. The next convergence will be interesting in terms of gauging pace. Have American Magic got enough to take that first starboard advantage as they come back together? Sea State is really jobbly. When I look at it on the screen, it certainly doesn't do justice to how messy it is out here, and also big gusts of wind up and down.
Well on numbers.
Jobbly, I love that. That's a Kiwi expression, but certainly describes it well. Waves from lots of different directions. I mean, I've just seen that all the cyclers' heart rates are 170 plus. This is a big day for adjustment.
Small duck echo.
American Magic right of way boat here. Luna Rossa having to give way to the Americans, so you'll see the Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli team duck behind the Americans here. Green is good, red is give way, and American Magic there deciding to really nice tack on a nice wave there if they can just keep it foiling well, putting a bit of pressure on the Italians.
He's going to try to hold.
American Magic lost quite a lot of pace in that tack, not the tidiest. Luna Rossa, just, I mean, beautiful example here. We can just see them almost crabbing to win or just gaining the meters.
Nice mode here. 32 is a good number.
I got it.
Got him? Yeah, no slower, I think. Echo. Next wave trying to go forward.
Yep, I will. On you.
Nice. Now just us on the top here.
Right at the top.
Let hill from here.
Yeah, okay, we're on lay line there now.
They're close, we're close then.
Stand by. 3, 2, 1, and 4 down.
Stand by. 3.
Easy lay, okay?
Copy.
1.
A little bit of bias on the starboard gate. We should think about it.
Just the tacks there by Luna Rossa, Shirley, just look really nice, and little gains to them every manoeuvre by the looks of things.
Busy first upwind leg for both these boats. It'll be Luna Rossa, Prada Pirelli, and they'll go around that left-hand mark as you see. Gee, it looks tough out there, doesn't it? They're followed by American Magic, but they will take the opposite mark and head around the right mark and head on the first downwind leg in race 22.
Go hard, guys, go hard.
Massive manoeuvre by the Italians, that tack, bareway, but they're so confident just to throw the boat around, exactly what they want with it. They wanted that right-hand side of the course, and they got it.
This is the race committee. We are moving the windward gate, shortening the course to 1.6 nautical miles.
Breeze just dropping a little there on the racecourse. Mel Roberts there and Ian Murray just shortening the course a click to hit that target time of 23 minutes.
The wind field showing more breeze as the boats get to the bottom half of the track.
Quite get to.
I don't see him.
It's pretty similar.
Okay.
Anything, call this a little lefty at the moment, by average.
Yeah, hard to see pressure anywhere.
On the low side here.
Bit of light everywhere.
If we go to open course,
Nice, favourite. It was pretty square at the bottom.
Then we just find a nice flat spot and we jibe.
I'm going to come down one, might catch. Just see how much sail movement there is there, Shirley, of the trimmers just trying to keep the boat in the groove in this sea state.
I think we're happy just to go to boundary here and just try to make most of the pressure.
A little bit of trap up.
Back in open.
It's coming down a touch, better pressure all the time.
Steering the yacht here is really tricky. You're really looking to get yourself on the top of one of those swells and actually start turning the boat before you go down. So the steering of the yachts today is super critical to take the advantage of those swells and really accelerate and minimise the trimming that you needed to do.
It's a nice game there.
Yeah.
Another big cross coming here. It is still tight, 50 metres.
Shot at him here. I'm not going to push it too much.
I have us crossing.
Give way boat, Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli.
We've got to be careful.
And then we're just crossing, we've got to lay down the bottom.
Go straight by.
Nothing in this race there. Fantastic
No, he doesn't go.
execution of manoeuvre, American
I
Magic.
think we actually might just go a little fast and we'll probably be splitting him left turn.
Really interesting to hear the comms on American Magic and Paul Goodison. Just very cool, not rushing, that they know they've got time. And as you saw coming down, well, they've got plenty of speed. They were heading 40, 42, 43 knots.
Happy for just a nice duck and then take the left. Might not be a duck.
Definitely not a billiard ball surface. Billiard ball table. Nay, it is.
We want to go right every
Super lumpy, and to do 40 knots of boat speed and 10 knots of breeze in these waves is absolutely incredible.
Drives with us, we drive back.
Not sure we'll get the right mark here. Probably you side left.
Put down here in 3, 2, 1. Down.
Both boats heading towards the bottom gate for the first time. It was 14 seconds advantage.
No issues.
Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli at the top gate. Going to get them again. Only just.
Grabs in the centre.
So Luna Rossa go around. American Magic go around. It's almost in unison. Very balletic that round.
195.
It's a super tight race here. Anyone's game. These next manoeuvres absolutely critical to take the advantage. Americans sailing their boat really well.
American Magic gained 11 seconds on that downward leg. They were honking.
Yep.
It's 24 seconds.
Nice ridey here, but we've got to go anyway.
Ghost boat Shirley saying that we should see an intersection at this next cross, so it'll be really interesting to see what plays out of both sides of the course.
The American Magic just sailing into a little bit more pressure.
Subtle lead change.
He's coming back.
Going upwind to on the third leg of race 22. Got a feeling about race day 6 and the GBR American Magic race. Got that feeling about it.
It's close. He's coming up now. I think we're happy to duck. It's a bit of a duck, so coming down here, my wheel. That's really good. Got him. He's just come down. We're going to process this out.
2, 1, trimming up.
Another really close cross there. Absolutely nothing in it, so both boats being pushed hard.
Sideways here.
Yeah.
Right, click a jib sheet on if you got it. Just a little.
Get the speed going up again. We've got 25 here.
Okay, we have to find a good moment to go, maybe after the G-spot.
Maybe just a click more immersion here.
Not slower.
No, it's hard.
On board with Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli. James Spithill at the wheel at the moment. Francesco Bruni,
stand by.
navigator, tactician, course manager.
3, 2, 1.
Let's quickly go down to chase 0. Pete, this one's really tight.
Yeah, it's a good race now. Something that's happening on the water. There's a bit of a tide line out here, and at the top mark you can see the water is more. It looks a little bit like a bit of pollution going on, but more importantly, that's the debris line. And there's a lot of stuff in the water. There's wood, there's bracken, there's branches, and that will that will really give the teams a bit of a heads up. They have to be careful and look in the water at what they're sailing through, especially in the top third of the course.
10 seconds till it's round the back.
Big cross here, Shirley. Big decision for Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli.
Or we could try. He did a pretty good job.
Just nothing in this race. Both boats being sailed really well. The Italians pushing super hard. Equally, the Americans.
Happy either way. Let's
go for it.
Yep.
Okay, stand by. Put down here in 3, 2, 1.
Lots of questions a couple of days ago about the maneuverability of American Magic. They didn't have everyone saying they didn't quite have enough oil to make the magic happen, but today they are matching Luna Rossa move on move.
Good pressure. Okay, he's making gains on us here. He's quite a bit higher. He's tacked back there. Taking height if we've got it here, guys.
Yeah, trimming up.
So it'll be my button. In a section 10, it's bow on bow, so...
It's coming.
Okay. No, we're not going to do it. Coming down a little. That's it, hold there. Yep, coming up from there.
Okay, trimming up.
Yep.
American Magic, no option there. It's too close to try and tack.
Fantastic comms on board American Magic there. It's all happening extremely quickly.
It's just lane.
It doesn't look great at the left, so probably just settle and go.
Yeah, a
little bit of shed on the bow.
All good with this angle.
There is nothing in the opening race of day 7 of the Louis Vuitton Cup Challenger Selection Series. Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli unbeaten so far. Are we about to see that change today? American Magic sailing beautifully today. The Italians go round halfway through this race.
He's coming with us, okay?
And right on their tail, American Magic.
Following his line a little. Okay, stand by. Board down in 3.
Am I?
Yeah. 2, 1.
And board's going.
Blue way. Got no grip. Okay, turning.
Hey, he's matched.
These manoeuvres just so difficult in these waves. Both teams doing a brilliant job
nice wave
flying the boat. Not an easy job in any role on board the yacht at the moment. And if anyone thought that foiling racing was going to be boring in swell and waves, well, I beg to differ.
We can hear them on board picking their way.
And now he jibes, we'll let him go.
I agree with that. No lower here, 1 up.
High speed here.
Going well, huh?
Let's go on board the Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli chase boat with Philippe Presta. We've got a race today, Philippe. This is a really good test in challenging conditions.
Yeah, very challenging condition. Super high sea state and very dangerous for the maneuvers. And I mean, the boys did awesome to the last beat just to come back and get the lead. And we get the same mark, which is more comfortable, you know, at the end to control the game.
Okay, thanks for your time, Philippe.
You're welcome.
Yes, good grip there.
Cesco Bruni, they're talking about the grip. That's both on the foils and the rudder. The skinny little rudders, super vulnerable to letting go. So big job there for the helmsman.
Left for both, I think.
Yeah, exactly.
Very short for him to do too.
We just got to try to get back to
Also a tough manoeuvre doing the UFO on these waves.
Just check the boat speed.
Little build here.
Down here. Looks a little bit lighter and lifted now in the front.
Okay, we're going to go here. Stand by.
Hey, middle of the track here. Nice puff on here.
I'm pretty sure he's going to come one and in with us, I think. If not, he's going to pay the maneuver, I think. He's driving.
I think we got to lay here.
We go to lay, copy that.
High pressure.
Yeah.
Well, the hero currently on Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli is Nicholas Brezzi, who's producing over 900 watts solidly.
A little left, okay? That's for the light.
He gets man of the match.
Certainly does. It's about 800 watts more than us three in the commentary booth will be able to put in, I reckon, so hats off.
Crabs up a little, okay?
Copy. Good job, boys. us, boys. Not yet, yeah.
Definite little gain there, Shirley, on that downwind to Luna Rossa, Prada Pirelli. Just out of that top mark, it seemed that possibly a little more breeze down to leeward initially and a little gain.
Strong leg number 4 for Luna Rossa, Prada Pirelli. 2 to go, and they wheel the silver bullet around and hit on the final upwind leg. Coming up pretty close behind is American Magic. Neither boat has done too much wrong today in these conditions, and they are challenging conditions. 19 seconds the delta now. That's the time that they are trailing behind Luna Rossa, Prada Pirelli.
I'm sure we'll have a look. It's a great view, isn't it? I'm sure we'll have a look at the wind field in a sec, but in the last beat, it looked like the gains were on the right-hand side. And certainly Luna Rossa heading over in that direction.
Back one here.
Ghost boat here, giving us a little view of what the course is looking like, and just showing Luna Rossa, Prada Pirelli there a slight advantage. So, as we've seen though, one wobbly manoeuvre, and the game can change.
Speed is that continues at the moment.
Just pick a moment here with no rush, please.
Okay, a little further here, I'm just going to let it lift.
Go flat with the jib, Nick.
Let's go on board the American Magic chase boat with Coach Tom Burnham. Coach doing a good job in trying conditions.
He tacks back now. I think we got to go back.
Let's try again. Hey, Coach, Stephen here in ACTV. Doing a good job in trying conditions.
Yeah, it's pretty tough out here for sure. And the guys, it's been a lot of back and forth. Unfortunately, the Luna Rossa guys got a little jump on us on that last downwind leg and kind of lost touch of them here. So we're just trying to claw back in to have a shot in the last run.
Yeah, but a lot to like about what you're doing, right?
Yeah, for sure. The guys are executing a lot of things really well here today. So it's definitely tough conditions. It's not easy with these sea state, but yeah, both boats are sailing really well today.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Looks pretty nice up here, right?
Where you go backwards, we're open course, not long here till open course.
Yeah, we'll go back on that. Just put a touch on the bank.
Showing more right favourite now at the top gate. 193.
Not that long ago, you couldn't sail foiling boats and waves. They're making it look easy today.
They certainly are. I can guarantee you.
Really good wave ahead of you to press into.
It is not easy, and Tom Slingsby there indicating a nice swell to get on there and accelerate the boat. So real juggle of a bit of surfing, a bit of sailing, multi-sports all combined into one on these AC75s.
But it's pretty far.
The trimming and the flying, the boat job split between the two trimmers on each side.
It's been opening up here.
It requires such synchronization.
No copy.
Only 20 seconds.
Press a little softer, but there's like better pressure in front.
I'm tempted to go one and in German.
Yeah, visually it actually is okay.
Press.
Small press.
Yeah, my bad. Yeah, great.
Okay, one and in, boys.
Good pressure coming in here. Let's get her fast.
And throw a bit of shit up here. Just keep your eyes out on track.
Okay, getting close.
Nice pressure from here on.
Hey, stand by.
Anytime.
3, 2, 1.
Well, heart rate going 160 when they're going straight.
Watching the wattage here, this is where you push hard.
All good, guys. Nice wave as well.
Cesar Garbia there, really sending it. Back of the boat there.
Luna Rossa, Prada Pirelli looking good with one leg to go in race 22 of the Louis Vuitton Cup Challenger Selection Series.
Something around the mark, so go tight to the mark.
At this point, they're on course for a 6th straight win against all the other challengers.
All good.
Boating up, yeah.
Hey, 23 to the boundary.
Thanks for making it down if you want.
The pressure looks good.
And in comes American Magic.
Anything under?
Haven't done too much wrong. You heard Coach Tom Burnham say they're executing everything. Maybe one or two, a whoops here or there, but that's about it. So still a good day out, but they're wanting points. You've got 3 points on the board. That should be enough.
Okay, stand by. We're down here in 3, 2, 1.
From main, boys.
Coming in. And that's unclear.
Just having a look at the ghost boat here, which is sort of the computer prediction, if you like, of the best way for each boat to get to the bottom of the course. And not a whole lot of options here for the Americans to get back into this on this
I think we might go out of here.
downwind.
3, 2, out my trap.
Americans hoping for a mistake by Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli to open the door for them.
He jibes back. He's on open course to go through, I think.
Onto the chase boat, chase there with Peter Lester. Peter, what are you liking about Luna Rossa today?
Let's just pick our best
Yeah,
time.
Luna Rossa just edging ahead every leg out to, 27 seconds at that last mark. They just look to be a little easier than American Magic. American Magic, control-wise, just doesn't seem to be quite as steady as Luna Rossa, and Luna Rossa sailing a little bit deeper at times.
We don't push this boundary, okay, guys? Stand by. Go in 3, 2, 1.
Keeping it safe, Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli. No need to take any risk. I mean, they made the majority of their gain in this race on leg 4, that downwind leg. And it'd be interesting to see the stats after the race to see if it was just pure boat speed. But
I'm on the jib of it.
they look
5 seconds
impressive on this downwind.
I think we just pick our best time there.
Good mode. No lower.
Really locked in pitch there on Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli, so the fore aft pitch. Really locked in there, that keel line, keeping nice and parallel to the water surface. Really difficult. Looks like they're sailing in flat water, but they're not. It is very bumpy out there. And
coming down with a bit more
doing a
left
fantastic job there, keeping the boat locked in. Very impressive.
How do you achieve that?
What's
the key to making it look that
give me a little buffer, okay?
Well, you need good people on board, but you also need good people behind the scenes in the wider team.
Anytime.
Absolutely can make that happen for the team.
We are at the end of race 22 in the Louis Vuitton Cup Challenger Selection Series. And the silver bullet, Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli, is going to remain undefeated. They will go to 6-0.
Okay, 2 boards here.
They are a machine in this regatta.
Bravo, Nick.
Bravo, Nick.
Nice, Bretty.
Thank you.
Nice, boys.
And in comes American Magic. They hung in them for a good 3 legs, but on that downwind leg, 4th leg, Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli just went away. So another point for Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli and nothing for American Magic.
Let's just go more down and go on 2 here.
Confirmation. Race 22 in the second round robin phase, the last weekend of the round robin, and Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli get the W by 22 seconds.
Let's have a little reminder. I mean, quite an even start. If anything, slightly better by American Magic, slightly more pace. Forced Luna Rossa off to split tack, and they didn't have the best tack. I mean, one of the few mistakes we saw them make. From there, it was a great tussle.
It certainly was, and absolutely nothing in this race for the vast majority, and could have really been anyone's game here, and the Americans sailing the boat really well and keeping them alive. The game absolutely alive.
Leg 3, they were still crossing high-speed crosses all the way up that course, which kept the game alive all the way to the top mark.
Now it's just us at lie line.
Yeah, Breeze is all on the right.
But leg 4 was a stomper for Luna Rossa, and giving them an inch, they took a mile. Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli win the race, unbeaten in the round robin series.
Time to go on board Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli and say good afternoon to Francesco Bruni. Really nice race today, Francesco. Those first 3 legs, though, boy, they really took it to you. Apologies, we're just struggling to hear Francesco's microphone. It's a day. It's one of those days. It's been stormy overnight. It's been rough on the sea, and they've made it look all too easy. It's been a challenging day, but boy, those cyclists will be huffing and puffing because they have put in some work today. Man, they look good, don't they? They look rock solid, Glenn, on the water. Like you look at the front on when you see American Magic, you can sort of see the bow waving around. And did you look at Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli, and it's like a solid piece of steel just coming at you.
They're certainly locked in, the Italians, and hopefully we get to hear from the guys at some stage, but they certainly sailed a fantastic race and had that boat really locked in.
Let's try Francesco. Francesco, congratulations on a stunning race win, because they were sort of at you in those first 3 legs.
Yeah, I mean, it was a very good race. Performance of the boat very similar. And yeah, we did a very good race tactically and strategically, so very happy. The boys did a very good job on the bikes. Very tiring and satisfying. Yeah, very happy.
Must be incredibly satisfying when you do that downward leg 4 and really put the hammer down.
Yeah, it was a very good downwind. We good decisions from Jimmy and from the boys. So yeah, a very good teamwork.
Francesco, we've heard you talking a lot about the waves and about surfing down them. Just describe what it's like.
Yeah, it was a different day today, especially on port. We had the waves coming from behind, upwind and downwind. And we just had to pick the right one to surf it, because sometimes the boat is faster than the wave. So, yeah, it was a good effort and a lot of debris in the water. That was the other challenge today.
All right, appreciate the time, Francesco. We'll see you up against GBR later on this afternoon. We'll go across to American Magic. Paul Goulderson joins us right now. Fantastic start, Paul, but just couldn't hang in there.
Oh no, it was a great start by Tommy on the boys, producing a heap of power to enable us to do what we need to do, and then it just came down to that one cross halfway up, probably called the tack maybe half a length too soon, and just didn't quite get the surf on the way out of it. And one surfing, even in these boats, makes quite a big difference on that port, and that's where the race was.
Yeah, Paul, Glenn here, absolutely agree with you there. That tack, it just looked like he got hung up on the back of that swell, and we were watching from the screen and could have gone either way there, but really tricky day, but a great job to get the boat around a track in really good shape. So you're hanging in there and doing a great job. Nice work to the guys on the bikes as well.
Yep. Fantastic job for the boys in the boat.
Thanks, mate. Good job.
All right, appreciate the time, mate. We'll see you up against Orient Express Racing and race number 26. Let's take a look now at the numbers and crunch them and see how it all went down in race number 22 of the Louis Vuitton Cup Challenger Selection Series.
Well, this was a battle, wasn't it? Tack for tack, all the way.
Certainly plenty of manoeuvres going on there, and those manoeuvres just so difficult to execute in those waves. Having a look at the stats here, Shirley, you just see the average speed just a click more to the Italians, and the distance and all the official times there very, very similar. So in the end, just a click to the Italians there. A little more distance sailed by the Americans, but only a couple of 100 metres, so about half a knot in the average BMG.
So a challenging day on the water, and we have had one match this year in the grey. We've done USA versus Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli 6-0 against all other challenges. Not too far away now from Ineos Britannia against Alinghi Red Bull Racing. Mouth-watering showdown. Ineos Britannia, Alinghi Red Bull Racing.
It's a big weekend for Ineos Britannia. They took 4 from 5 matches in round robin 1, but are yet to win a round robin 2 match. The race relationship between Ainsley and Fletcher on the helm is flourishing. Mon and Macmillan keep the yacht agile. Add that, the mighty power unit built on wattage honed at the British Rowing Medal Factory sees gold medalist Gautreau lead his boys of Rossiter, Carr and Cornish.
Alinghi Red Bull Racing are back in AC37 and are previous 2 times America's Cup winners in 2003 and 2007. With the blend of experience and new talent, the team is firing up and getting runs on the board. The twin helmsmen on the AC75 of Arnaud Saraphagas and Maxime Bachelon will steer the yacht, and controlling the flight over the water is Brian Matreau and Nicolas Rollard. In the engine room for the team in today's first race is Augustin Melifer, Franco Notti, Nico Stahlberg and Niels Tuning.
So those are the men on the helmet. You can see not too much going on with Ineos Britannia. They have played their 15-minute delay card. They have played their 15-minute delay card. So the official time for start in race 23 now will be 3 p.m. local. That's 3 p.m. local.
Yeah, the breeze has got up. I think GBR looks like they're changing the jib. We've seen 40 knots on the course, which wasn't very hard to predict in Barcelona. If you're a meteorologist, it's a bit of a headache. We weren't expecting anything over about 10, but here we are in full jib change mode. 15 minutes, is that long enough?
Only just. It's a pretty quick change, but it'll be a full scramble here for the British to execute this well. Absolutely can't make any mistakes. You see the level of intensity there by the shore crew getting on board and getting that done. So absolutely all guns blazing here to get the boat ready.
Let's go into chase zero with Peter Lester, get an on-the-water vibe of what's going on with that wind and everything else, Pete.
Yeah, it looks like it's trying to increase a little bit. When I look up towards the top mark and beyond, the boats further up, cruising boats, they're in good pressure. But the other thing I think that determined the decision is Alinghi are on a 3, and we can see Alinghi there sailing pretty comfortably on a smaller jib, and I suspect that contributed really to the decision making of Ineos to also match them, and I'm assuming they'll go to a J3 as well.
Pete, we've never got into this at all during this regatta, but when you look at this matchup and the conditions, do you have a boat and team that you favour?
I was impressed the last day we raced with Ineos. I thought they'd changed the moding a little bit of that boat and traded off a bit of their downwind speed for a bit more upwind. So Ineos, to me, is probably moded a little bit differently to what we were talking about in the preliminary regatta and early on in this one. And for Red Bull, Alinghi, they look solid. That was their best race they had 2 days ago. So this is evenly matched, and these two could very well come up against each other when we get into the semi-finals.
Yeah, mate makes a good point. Everybody's got better in the last 3 days of racing in this Louis Vuitton Cup Challenger Selection Series, and Alinghi Red Bull Racing, they are the team that have picked up 2 wins, putting all the pressure back on Orient Express Racing. But when you look at the way they're sailing, what are you seeing that's got better? We know they get the W, but why?
I think all the teams are just learning a lot more about how to sail these boats in these conditions, particularly against an opponent. One thing's sailing around by yourself, and you can hold for a few seconds and pick a flat spot of water before you tack or jibe. But when you are racing against an opponent, you have to be able to execute well. And I think that's what we're seeing, is we're just seeing teams getting better at race practice.
They've had a full-on day, the support team for Ineos. Earlier when they were warming up doing their race practice, they had a sort of half wipeout. I had to check the rudder, put a diver in. Yeah, they've had a full-on adrenaline-fueled afternoon already, and they haven't even hit the start line.
Definitely be some adrenaline going on the front of that Ineos Britannia boat. Currently cannot make a mistake from here with the clock ticking down, so all the teams are very practiced at changing gear and changing these jibs to the right jibs every sort of 2 to 2.5, 3 knots of true wind speed, so the wind that's actually blowing across the water That's the wind that you feel when you're stopped on the water. They need to make sure they're on the right jib for maximum performance.
So Ineos Britannia, having played their card, they're changing their jib and conditions today that we've seen it challenging, but for the likes of Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli, no problem. It's a gorgeous day, by the way, in Barcelona. The humidity is up and the people are out on the beach. The temperature's sitting at around 27, 28 degrees, and the people are out on the beach. And why would you? You can see it beautifully from the beach, and the race village has big screens, the whole 9 yards, and we'll just wait to get that jib up, and we'll be racing in race number 23 of the Louis Vuitton Cup Challenger Selection Series. You know, Bledmon's role with Ineos Britannia is very unique. Like many kids, he dreamed of turning his passion for sailing into a full-time career, but his mum, a professional careers advisor, was insistent he get a formal qualification. Well, now the 31-year-old aerospace engineer is living the dream as a sailor and member of Ineos Britannia's performance and analysis team.
So I grew up sailing in Anglesey as a little boy. I guess originally it was the freedom kind of sailing offered. Go out there, just kind of you and the elements, be it in the waves or just with the wind. My first kind of memories of America's Cup would have been kind of early 2000s. I definitely recall my dad kind of watching it on TV, and at that time my focus for sure was around kind of dinghy sailing with the kind of the Olympic path in mind. But that for sure changed during the Cup in 2013, and watching that America's Cup in San Francisco and where the boats had got to in the AC-72s was really kind of spectacular. And that's really what kind of drew my attention to the America's Cup and made me think that, yeah, that's what I want to be involved in. I studied mechanical engineering at university and specialised in aerospace engineering. And I think for sure having that understanding helps in my position as a sailor on one of these boats. Yeah, so this is my third America's Cup campaign now. My first one was back in Bermuda in 2017. And yeah, when I first joined that team in Bermuda, it was actually predominantly as an engineer. I'd recently just graduated from university, and yeah, it was really kind of my first into the team. As that Cup progressed, I worked really hard at the time on kind of the physical side and the fitness training, and actually ended up fortunate enough to be able to grind on the boat. Hard to believe now, maybe, but then since that campaign, yeah, was fortunate enough to get involved again for the America's Cup in Auckland last time round. And kind of a sequence of events unfolded kind of towards the latter stage of that campaign, and ended up being the mainsail trimmer on board in Auckland. So that's really what led to this time round being involved for the third time, and again being part of the kind of the trimmer pilot group here at Ineos Britannia.
Go on then. Hats on the move.
The America's Cup is clearly a technical challenge. We have these massive design teams behind every competitor in the America's Cup who are working hard to design the fastest boat. But as sailors as well, we have a responsibility to assist in that area and give feedback and work closely with them. And for sure, my background with an engineering degree has helped in that area, allowing me to help kind of communicate from the sailing side back to the design team, but also helping to explain some concepts from the design side to the sailing team. And I think it's a vital part for developing a fast boat. You can't just rely on the design team to come up with a design. Like, there's definitely a two-way interaction there. To win the America's Cup for me would be absolutely incredible. Having been involved in this team for 3 campaigns, yeah, it would be absolutely unbelievable to be part of a winning America's Cup team, and yeah, to finally bring the Cup back to the UK.
Bledmon, lovely chap, Welshman. I met him in Jeddah when they had one of the preliminary regattas, Shirley, and a really good fellow.
He's a great sailor and a massive brain. I mean, he was very modest in the VT, but he is, he's an engineer, aeronautical engineer, and quite often, actually, when you go around all the teams, quite a lot, particularly the trimmers, have that kind of background. I mean, you have to be able to understand. There's so much. It's not good enough just to have a a gold medal, or you need a lot more.
You've got to have a massive brain.
Yeah.
I love that, Shirley. Just an update on where we are at the moment with race 23. Official start time has been moved to 3 p.m. local. That's 3 p.m. local because the delay card that is being played by Ineos Britannia at the moment, getting that new jib on for changing conditions. And oh my, they are changing.
Yeah, each team. Yeah, each team, Stephen, has one joker to play, one of those delay cards. And you didn't want to play it too early, just in case. But this is a perfect example, really, isn't it? When you're not set up correctly, the conditions change. It's the right thing to use it. But don't worry, viewers. Conditions look great. We're going to get some great action and not too long.
You know, it takes serious muscle to power an AC-75, which is why more and more teams are utilising the skill of Olympic rowers to make these boats fly. They are human dynamos, man-mountains, capable of coping with a world of pain. Once in race mode, there is no time for rest.
I'm Barnaby Delars. I'm a cycler for Alinghi Red Bull Racing. We're basically a bit like a goalkeeper in football. We can't really make the team win, but we can definitely make it lose. It's not really a constant effort. Every maneuver we have a spike of power, and in straight line we can relax a little bit more, even though it depends on the sea state. But it's a pretty hard effort for the length of the race, with spikes during every maneuver, basically. So before joining Alinghi, I was a rower for the Swiss national team. I rowed internationally for over 10 years, raced at 2 Olympics, and I ended my career in 2022 while I was rowing for the University of Oxford, and I won the boat race against Cambridge. Winning the boat race was an amazing experience. It's a memory I'll take forever. There's a lot of similarities between that and the America's Cup, actually. It's a challenge, so every year the losing team challenges the winning team for the next race. It's a bit older than the America's Cup, but it's been going on since the beginning of the 19th century. So yeah, lots of history in both races. You know, there's a trophy, you put your name on it. It goes on every year. You know, the 1v1 aspects, the challenge aspects, very, very similar. 2 Olympic Games, I came 7th in Rio in 2016 and 5th in Tokyo, unfortunately. You know, it was an amazing experience still. The whole process is really, you know, it's character building, I would say. It builds you as a man, as a person, develops your values, your strength, and shows your weaknesses as well. So yeah, representing our country was a very proud moment. You know, you get to wear your colors on the big stage, and in that sense, it's awesome that we now have the nationality rule for the America's Cup, which is the first time it happens in the history of the Cup. So it's great to have that national aspect to it again as well.
Anyway, happy with left back at the bottom of the joint.
It would mean a lot to me to win that trophy. You know, I'd say we would come full circle.
1, clear.
Racing in 2 different sports, winning on the highest stage for 2 sports, that's not something many people get to do. And well, first for my country in rowing, and now for my country and a big name like Alinghi Red Bull Racing, it would be incredible.
And what is incredible about Alinghi Red Bull Racing in this Louis Vuitton Cup Challenger Selection Series, they're on the rise. They've got an upward trajectory as far as results go. They've won their last 2 and are looking a lot stronger of going into the Final 4.
Huge day today for Alinghi Red Bull Racing. It's a really, really important race coming up for them, and they'll be absolutely wanting to make sure they get off the line on the front foot and put the pressure on the British here. So really interesting battle just about to unfold.
Let's go on board the chase boat for Ineos Britannia. Coach Rob Wilson is joining us briefly before the start. Rob, what was the delay card all about, mate?
Well, we hit a log earlier with the rudder, which caused a little bit of damage. So we wanted to check that over. There was a few funny noises coming out, but also like there was you know, a good opportunity just to change jib with this breeze stepping up.
Yeah, are you confident the boat's okay? We saw some pictures of a diver going under.
Yeah, we had a diver in there checking out the rudder. He says it looks all right on the surface. He's given it a pretty close inspection. So, you know, I think the support team are a little bit nervous, but the boys are just going to get on and do their job.
All right, good luck, bud.
Thank you.
There was a massive storm last night, so there's a little bit of debris has come off the beaches.
So you could say the drama continues in the America's Cup after a stormy old night. And let's take a look at the optimum route for the boats for the first upward leg of our ghost boat simulation. But sometimes that just doesn't work out when tactics change and sea state weather comes into play.
Well, the computer is liking the left-hand side of the track. We can see more breeze up that side.
So, just a note, let me replay what Rob Wilson has said. They hit a log earlier on when they came out, but all is good. But they have to check their rudder was okay, hence the delay card. Here we go, Ineos Britannia, a Lingy Red Bull Racing.
This is the race committee. We have completed the wind sampling, and this race is live.
I'll tell you what, if you're a sailor on that boat knowing what's going on with Ineos Britannia, Glenn, there'd be a slight bit of apprehension, wouldn't there be?
I certainly think that those guys would have wanted to stop and absolutely check the boat to make sure it was A-OK, and a big battle coming up here, and don't really want to leave anything to chance, and great opportunity there to make sure they're on the same power package as the Swiss, so not far to entry here, and we are going to see a great battle.
Great conditions for this race. Got 13, 14 knots.
And Ineos Britannia coming in on board. They've got to come in at 2 minutes and 10. Cannot come in beforehand. Oh, on the money. Got the green light. Coming at starboard will be a Lingy Red Bull Racing. They too look good. They'll get the green light. You'll see the bar light up. And they are good to go as well. We've got a race.
Vuitton left here. Yours.
Is going for circle. Okay, yours. Slightly lighter. Fully made.
Keeping low.
British going into a circle here, so a little bit more breeze now. We'll see a few more manoeuvres now that the breeze is getting up.
42 Bandry.
105 for the pin. Pressure coming down on the right.
All the way around. Are we happy to start to go up?
So they up here.
Diving now is quite further away from
50. The left is still pin by us.
Time to both.
Max Bachelin calling a little bit of pin bias and a lefty. Might tempt them to lead back and on that left-hand side.
Both boats trying to get the advantage over their opponent here, so trying to force the other boat into a decision and a mistake.
Go past if you want, go past. It's coming up.
The British there, the giveaway boat.
20 for the boat. 6 for the
boat. Down.
It's all about mathematics, isn't it? Time and distance, boat speed.
Pin is open here.
Be patient.
The British will speed build here and try and put some pressure on the Swiss.
Pin is open, guys.
Stay with it. 11. Okay, up hard. Up hard. Here we go, boys. Hit it. Okay, board up in high mode. Okay, board's coming up now. Racing to the line.
Ineos Britannia pushing.
Okay, level boat switch. Straight. One bottom. Stay with it. As in the line for now.
Okay, so racing here, guys.
Race coming on. He's coming nice. Yep.
10 seconds to go for the start of race 23. Looks like we're going to get another clean start off the coast of Barcelona. And we do. It's game on between Ineos Britannia and a Lingy Red Bull Racing.
Just watch out the trim.
Great start by both boats.
Both at top speed there, upwind, so a real drag race here out to the left-hand boundary. British trying to keep clear air above. The Swiss trying to come up underneath them and force them away early, so a real great race here.
So powerful, if you can get to that left boundary with an advantage. Emirates Britannia just moving forward.
33's here, nice. Don't get stuck in it too low, pretty quick here. Okay, your wheel. My trap.
This is going to be hard for Lingy Red Bull Racing on the other tack.
The Lingy Red Bull Racing just surviving there. If they put their bow down here, they'll stay air forward if they can get on a little swell here. So both boats in clear air there. Slight advantage to the British. They'll be in a fast mode here, trying to put the bow down and get across the front of a Lingy Red Bull Racing. Lingy Red Bull Racing just trying to keep their air clear and survive here.
Dylan Fletcher helming Emirates Britannia on port side, pushing down, giving maximum bad air to the Swiss.
40 knots of boat speed there, upwind.
Just a little bit more, you're on the little left.
British doing a great job at the moment controlling the race. Lingy Red Bull Racing still just in clear air there. The apparent wind so far forward on these boats.
Okay, heat tags. Okay, so stand by for a good moment. Okay, stand by here. 2, 1, forward down. 3, 2, 1, mate. Turning. 2, 1, going forward. Oh, yeah.
It was a fantastic overhead shot. The perfect time to tack on the wave.
Another tight start. This one time is race 23. Let's go to chase 0. Good clean start. Quite a gripping start, Pete.
Yeah, good start, but slight advantage to Ineos on the line, and then they drop-kicked that as they went over towards the left, and they just pushed forward. I'm looking at it, I think Ineos has picked up their game, certainly on the upwind legs, from what we saw earlier in the regatta. Good start for this one for the Brits.
They look like they're also going head up for right turn. They may split, but I think we're happy here. Stand by. Yeah, it'll be 15 the other way, pull the bear away. 2, 1, forward down. 2, 1, mate.
Blink or you will miss it, because that has got to be one of the quickest first legs we've seen in a long, long time. Emirates Britannia, look at that. Look at the sea state they're dealing with. A little bit of a nosedive for them, but they will head through the top gate for the first time, trailed closely by a Lingy Red Bull Racing. You cannot, in this game, make a mistake. Points are critical. Around go a Lingy Red Bull Racing. Desperate for an extra point to keep Orient Express racing at bay. Mind you, the French have to win too, and they're up next.
35 to boundary. Big right still. 145, not over.
Close boat there, showing not much in it on this downwind, so both boats having to sail well to
This is the race committee. We are moving the windward gate, lengthening the course to 1.65 nautical miles.
both boats having to sail well here. Very, very difficult conditions, and both teams sailing really nicely at the moment. British just getting a little tow away there and a little puff, Shirley. Lead extending there.
Nice there, no slower. Good mode here.
We've seen Emirates Britannia being really quite pacey on the downwind, so great to see them in a little bit more breeze. Looks like they're just slowly extending, just a nudge quicker than the Swiss.
Yeah, like they're sailing into more and more pressure there, and the first boat to get into that pressure, taking the advantage and just extending with the extra boat speed, gifted by Mother Nature.
Could batch if you want to. Set up the right turn at the bottom. 10, 20 seconds this way. Can we just continue to low line? Agreed. It's going to be strong left turn, right?
Little breather here.
Yeah, left. Yeah, exactly. Nothing in the gate bias.
Second half push on the jump. Wave set here.
But I'm happy to save a drive.
Okay, 3 seconds now. Stand by here, guys.
We are on the downward leg for the first time in race 23. Ineos Britannia played their delay card. You heard the coach say that hit a log as when they came out to start working themselves up and get ready for this race. They checked their rudder. They had a dive rudder as well. And Britannia looks like she is as happy as anything in these conditions and flying beautifully. Absolutely beautifully. They are such a joy to watch when they're at speed, these AC 75s.
Rotation inlet. Push on this one, lads. You're Trav. Hey, Trav. Kind of harvest a bit. Here we go.
Heading into the bottom gate to complete leg 2 of 6, and it's Ineos Britannia, the official challenger record, whipping around that left-hand gate and heading up on leg number 3. Good downward leg and a good gap on Alinghi Red Bull Racing.
Happy to a little bit of Lewis just.
In comes Alinghi Red Bull Racing. Gap has lengthened from what it was at the top. It's now 21 seconds, but there's a lot going on out there.
Especially in front.
2 board turns.
Like when you walk from here. And they're attacking now. Nice pressure just in front. Lefty.
Board with Arnaud Saraphagas there. He's steering the boat at the moment. Turning the boat into the tack and then exiting the boat. Transitioning to Maxime Bachelon. And becoming then in control. Arnaud now keeping eyes on the British.
It's almost as if the sailors are relishing these conditions.
Just having a look at the 3D ghost boat here. Seeing both boats sort of sailing the course, and Gap look like it's maintaining almost exactly the same there from where they are to the top, providing everything stays equal. But the British sacking off the ghost boat idea and saying we're going to tactically stay in touch with these guys and get over the top of them.
Happy transitioning now. Big surge, big wave side. I give pressure on the bow, they tack.
Ineos Britannia doing the job so far as they are on the upwind leg on number 3. Rob Wilson, the coach of Ineos Britannia, joins us again. Well, how are your nerves right now? What the comms coming off the boat saying everything's okay, Rob?
Yeah, no, it's all hanging together. More than that, to be honest. Yeah, they're obviously doing a nice job. So yeah, we're pleased.
Just looking at all the boats that we've seen so far, they seem to be just jumping into these conditions, loving it, just loving it.
Yeah, they are loving it, but it's hard. It's tough for all of them. Like especially you know, Alinghi. They've spent quite a bit of time down here in Barcelona, and you know they're very good in these conditions. So you know it's nice to be in front of them.
Yeah, I know. Never, always looking over your shoulder. Thanks for your time, bud.
Thank you. Bye.
Brilliant shot there of the British, and just maintaining that lead, Shirley, on this upwind, not giving much opportunity for the Swiss to get back into it.
Nice guys, should be able to get to ley line here. Taking main hit.
Nice defending by the British.
In the water here, guys. Yeah, nice.
So Ben Ainsley there on the leeward side of the boat, on the downwind side, looking at the course management. He'll be taking over helming duties on this next tack.
2, 1, forward moving. 3, 2, 1, mate. Turning, go mine. 2, 1, going forward.
Let's just remind you of the last time they met, and it was a very close race. And then Alinghi Red Bull Racing fell off the foils at the top gate at leg 5, and then Ineos Britannia fell off the foils right down the bottom, which almost had Ben Ainsley, quote, bricking himself because they could have been run down. Now, if that happens again today, the wind's a lot stronger. He will not want to be in that position.
Nice work, boys.
Of course, these teams come a long way since then.
They have, haven't they? In fact, all the fleet is really starting to push their boats harder, and everything looks a whole lot cleaner. Ineos Britannia steaming in to complete their third leg. That's the halfway point in race 23 of the Louis Vuitton Cup Challenger Series, and race 23.
120, 130, slow the turn. Anytime.
Fantastic rounding there by Ineos Britannia. That wasn't an easy one, punching into a couple of really big swell sets there. Great job by the flight control.
And not too far away, in come Alinghi Red Bull Racing. They've completed the halfway point now, and they head downwind on leg number 4.
Happy with the time? Yeah. One, call down. Close. Now you can make. 2, 1, and for it.
Really tricky conditions there to execute the jibe in the ghost boat there, Shirley. Potentially showing a little gain early on, and then a little extend again for the British. So really interesting to see there. The wind field on the actual water, which is what's happening with the LiDAR sensors scanning the course and showing us exactly what's happening on the course looking down. So we get to see what the sailors see on the water on our screens.
This is the race committee. We are moving the windward gate, lengthening the course to 1.8 nautical miles and shifting the axis to 205.
Nice, thanks lads, sorry about that.
Ineos Britannia look really strong on these downwind legs, don't they? They've wheels going downwind. They look so good.
They've pushed the fast button, and Britannia loves these conditions. Let's go on the water with Peter Lester, who is in these conditions. I'm sure he's not suffering too hard on the hydrant, but are you, Pete?
We're pretty well in the top third of the course. It's pretty bumpy for Chase Zero and this stuff. But on that second windward beat, Ineos Britannia took 14 boat lengths out of over Alinghi from the last time they were up here. So that's a pretty sizable gain, you know, as we get sort of halfway through the race. But impressive performance. Ineos is reveling in these conditions.
This is a nice backup too from what Ben Ainslie said at the press conference 2 days ago. He said, you know, we get this thing right, we are dangerous. And they look dangerous right now. Really, really dangerous.
Ineos Britannia have taken 200 metres in the last lap.
Been consistently 2 or 3 knots quicker on this downwind, so they're really sending it, the boys.
Ineos Britannia, they are just flying into that bottom gate to complete leg 4 and 2 to go. They have got the afterburners on this afternoon.
Okay, we're past intersection now. Okay, good speed here. Breeze is still mean. Slight right and even. What are they doing? Look, it's still coming downwind. Yeah, it's still following for now. Still a little way off. Look at that. Okay, they can't see them. Yeah, I think
In come Alinghi Red Bull Racing to finish leg 4. They've got a lot of work to do because today Britannia is flying.
Straight into attack there, Stephen. So round up tack, split to try and take a little advantage if they can to claw their way back into this race. Distance sailed there. Obviously a little more to the British because they're further up the racetrack, but average speed there 37.3 knots, so over a knot faster, or around a knot faster in boat speed in general. So the British really got the hammers down at the moment and doing a great job. Alinghi Red Bull Racing just hoping for a mistake really from here by the British, because quite a deficit to make back, and the Brits certainly sailing the boat well.
Nice work, come well here. Come back left a little bit now. We all good, continuing here.
I don't think we're being unfair to say that this is probably the best we've seen Britannia go in this regatta so far. They have executed beautifully today.
Emirates Britannia have been fast and faultless. It's been an impressive watch.
Okay, 2, 1, and load up.
It is impressive how all the teams are improving. I mean, I guess, you know, they've been testing for months by themselves, and the speed of learning when you're in this environment is off the scale for all of them.
Certainly is, and Alinghi Red Bull Racing sailing their boat well also, but the Brits just absolutely have the hammers down here and picking some beautiful shifts and getting on a couple of really nice swells there upwind I was watching, and really nice moting there from the British team.
Good pressure comes to us now.
Ben Ainsley steering the boat there at the moment, and Lee McMillan and Bledden Mont looking down above there, and Cyclo's working hard, powering the sails there. You can just see how much flatter the sail setup is once you get up to speed compared to the exits of the manoeuvres, so big gear changes there and really accurate trim. Boat's looking good.
They tack now. We could tack if you want to get that turn. Stand by. 2, 1, pull down. 2, 1, lead. 2, 1, down board. Oh, nice. Now throw it into rocket. 28. 25 this way.
Nice high bottom speed there from the British. Alinghi Red Bull Racing also a really nice tack, so unfortunately the Swiss just getting the scraps at the moment, not really able to do any damage to the British.
On the box. Take a surge here.
Fluid foil there, keeping the whole boat out of the water and needing to be trimmed to perfection. Very accurate trim.
2, 1, mate. Turning. 2, 1, gun board. This way. Might be a bit thin here, Ben. That should be good.
The slightly, well, very out of breath voice we hear coming off Emirates Britannia is Matt Gottrell, who's sort of the lead cycler. He's the cox of the four,
5 seconds.
getting the best out of his team.
And the team is doing a cracking job today, Shirley. Emirates Britannia, for the last time at the top gate in race 23, heading downward and home for the finish line.
120, 130, 40. Leave it. Not trap. Nice lad. Very good speed here. 30 seconds to boundary, past intersection, open course.
Beautiful day in Barcelona, watching from the beaches, Barcelona or Bocatel, where both they have race villages and fan zones, and people just thoroughly lapping it up on a glorious Saturday in Barcelona. As in come Alinghi Red Bull Racing. They will complete their 5th leg and head home as well. They would have loved a point here today. They're not going to get it. And they'll be watching nervously in the next race that comes up between American Magic and Orient Express Racing.
Coming down. All the way down. Ice pressure here. All the way to the lift here. 207 big right in.
Got another increase in pressure. You see the mean wind on the bottom of the screen, 15 knots. Who'd have thought?
Definitely breeze slightly more than what everyone was potentially thinking, so all teams having to adjust their settings to make sure the boats are being sailed well. Obviously your sail selection critical for that performance, but also how you set the boat up as well, and then obviously how it's operated. British doing a really good job there of checking the boat over after a little butter issue earlier on. Absolutely locked in there and sailing the boat high and smooth.
Let's go to Chase Zero. Peter Lester, you talked about liking what you saw of Emirates Britannia. More evidence that you're on the money.
Yeah, no, she's looking good and loving these conditions, and we're going to get a bit of a handle on her relative performance, because later in the day, New Zealand will go up against Switzerland. So I think we'll get a good gauge once the New Zealanders have a crack in terms of how good this performance by Ineos is. Right now, I'm saying it looks really good.
Sure, Ben Ainslie will be happy after this race, because he said in the press conference 2 days ago, you know, it was an up and down day last time out, so they wanted to put on a good performance. They have put on a great performance for the second race of the day, day 7 of the Louis Vuitton Cup Challenger Selection Series. And this will pretty much guarantee them into the final four. This will be win number 4 when they get across the line for the Challenger record. 4 win, 2 loss record in the Challenger Selection Series. So job done. Ineos Britannia. Beautiful performance today off the coast of Barcelona in race 23, and they get that extra point. 4 wins for the Challenger record.
Nice work. Nice work, boys.
Fans are happy about that, sitting in the fan zone or the race village, or even on the beach. It's amazing what you can see from sitting on the beach in Barcelona. They've had a real treat actually with the 12-meter classic, the Pooch Classic as well. And how about that? Yeah, we did okay. May have had a log, fixed that and got going, and we look fast today. In come Alinghi Red Bull Racing. They have one more race day, but it's a non-point scoring race. It'll be the 4th race of the day against Emirates Team New Zealand. Alinghi Red Bull Racing crossed the line, but come up empty-handed.
And coming up. Yeah, going where we were before.
Confirmation of that last race you have just enjoyed wherever you are around the world. Race 23, round robin 2. The win to Ineos Britannia by 53 seconds. So what does that mean scoring-wise? Well, that gives you a clear understanding in the round robin. That's with all 6 teams in there. 7 wins to the Italians and 6 to Emirates Team New Zealand. But remember, they don't count the Challenger Series, but it sort of helps gauge the opposition. That's the table that matters. 6 wins for Italy, 4 for Ineos Britannia, 3 for the Americans, and still on the cut line, Orient Express Racing.
Well, both teams had a pretty reasonable start. Alinghi Red Bull Racing on that left-hand side, trying to make it stick, trying to just get a little bit of height before they got to that boundary. But actually, Ineos did brilliantly and managed to lead that leg. And downwind, goodness, Ineos Britannia really fast today, and we just saw the meters grow and grow and grow. Alinghi Red Bull Racing had no answers. By leg 5, we were up to 600 meters. Great day for the British team.
Really locked in there and ultimately just kept sailing the boat fast and well the whole way down, and in the end quite a sizable lead there of close to 900 meters at the gun. So well done to the British team.
Let's go on Ineos Britannia. Ben Ainslie joins us right now. In the words of Shirley Robertson, fast and near faultless, buddy. Congratulations, beautiful to watch.
Yeah, thanks. It was cracking conditions, but it was tough. We had hit some debris before the start, so our preparation for the race wasn't that great, but the boys did a really good job to compose themselves for the race and good tussle with Alinghi.
How good does it feel to follow up what you said to the press, the post-race a couple of days ago by saying we're dangerous? You looked really dangerous today.
Yeah, look, I think we got plenty of potential. We keep talking about that, so it's just about getting maximum out of the boat, sailing well. Interesting to see how we go in this next race against Prada. You know, we know they're going well in all conditions. It'll be a good test. All
right, thanks for your time and congratulations on a wonderful race, mate.
Thanks, guys.
Let's go on to Alinghi Red Bull Racing and have a chat to Arno Sarafogues. It was probably a race that you would have loved to have picked up an extra point to keep Orient Express Racing off your tail,
Arno. Yeah, sorry, I didn't really get the question. But yeah, we sit in a good spot. I mean, we try our best against Ineos, but they were quite faster than us after the start line, and then from there they control the race. So we kind of sail our own race on this one, but I think it's good learnings going forward for the next one and for tomorrow.
Certainly a really nice pre-start, Arno, and you guys did a really nice job there to sort of come off the line in really good shape. So looks like you're sailing the boat well, and obviously going to be a contender for down the track. Great job.
Yeah, thanks.
All right, thanks for your time, Arno. Appreciate it, man. We'll see you later on the day.
Thank you.
Now, of course, we'll face Emirates Team New Zealand. Wow, it's an interesting old day, isn't it? They could have picked up a win, but there was no way today they were really going to have a go at Ineos Britannia, because the Britannia was flying.
Well, here was one of the key moments, and we'll talk about this, I think, a lot in a lot of the races. You know, if you win the left-hand end of the line, you need to squeeze off the opposition before you get to the boundary. Now, Linky Rebel Racing did not manage to do that. Ineos Britannia lived there, and from there really were in control. Fast, they came over the top. They gave Linky Rebel Racing lots of gas and were in control really from that moment.
Alrighty, let's just crunch the numbers with our good friends at Amiga and just see how it all went. Look at that, 20 minutes. We thought it was fast. It was really fast.
It certainly was a quick race around the racetrack, and that average speed, I think, is a really telling one for me, Shirley, and particularly the upwind speed of Ineos Britannia there, 34.6 knots of upwind speed average. So really quick boat speed there against the Swiss, and yeah, distance sailed just a click more there to the Swiss, but I think that average VMG was really the standout number for me.
So a quick look at what we are still going. We have had 2 matches. Now the next match, we have a delay, and the French have played their delay card with their match against American Magic. So we'll be waiting on that one. So as you can see, 3:50 local time will be a start for American Magic against Orange Express Racing, who simply need to win that race. Most countries have 5 degrees of separation. In New Zealand, you're lucky if it's 1. When Orient Express Racing's flight controller Jason Saunders lines up against Emirates Team New Zealand, he's lining up against his old high school classmate Pete Burling. Saunders is a double New Zealand Olympian, but he's also a man on a mission, determined to dethrone the Kiwis and secure the America's Cup for France.
Growing up in New Zealand, you can't get away from the America's Cup. Everyone's into it. Previous editions, I've been following every race. Really enjoyed it, watching, and it was always a dream to be able to be involved with it. I was born in New Zealand and did most of my career sailing from New Zealand. About 8 years ago now, I made the move to France. My son was born in France and my partner's from France, so I've been living there and been integrated into the French sailing for a while now. Yeah, it sort of came about a year ago now, really, starting to make the move to really start sailing with the French team, and it's gone really well. I'm really happy with it. I remember watching the last America's Cup when COVID was going on. I was back in New Zealand watching, and it really made me want to be there. And so I'm just so stoked and so fortunate to be able to compete and try and see what we can do out there. First Olympics, we were really young, sailing the 470. I was 21, and we did really well. We exceeded our expectations, coming 5th, and so it was a great result for us and a good confidence boost. That led to me sailing in the NACRA for the next campaign, and then going into Rio, we had a chance to get a medal. We knew we could come top 3 easily in regattas, and we had a great last race, but we just sort of left ourselves slightly too much to do and ended up 4th by, I think it was only about 5 points from 1st overall. So it was a bitter pill to swallow. We were gutted. we're probably the smallest team here, and so we've got to think outside the box sometimes. We've got to be wearing 2 hats in certain situations as well to try and cover the, having a few less people. But you've got to be out there and you've got to be working every day at 100% and really trying to be moving forward and be efficient with the way you use your time. And those first sailing days, you think this is pretty amazing. Certainly some pinch yourself moments, and now that we're moving forward and the sailing is going well, we're starting to feel good with where we're going, and we get more in a routine of, okay, this is what we need to do to perform. The America's Cup's the peak of sailing still in my eyes, and to win it is something that we're all striving for. And when you're learning how to sail and you're watching those guys on TV when you're young, that's like the ultimate dream. And so for us to go out there and win it, we're just seeing absolutely everything. So we've just got to work super hard. We've got to really try and build up those experiences, because we are lacking in experience compared to some of those other teams. But it doesn't mean that we can't perform, and we're pretty confident with the team we have.
And at this regatta, it is a family affair for Jason Saunders, his partner Manon Ordnay. She's the skipper of the French team who will sail in the Pooch Women's America's Cup. And they've got the little son, Louis. So it's all hands on deck for the Saunders crew here in Barcelona. Just a reminder, we are in a delay because the French team have called and played their delay card. So we're not too far away from that. Delay cards, you wonder what else has gone on. They haven't had a great regatta. We know when, we keep saying this, we know when they sail the boat well, it's a quick boat, but they've just been sort of throwing curveballs left, right and centre all through this regatta.
Yeah, really important for the French team to come out firing today and have a good race. So every team, getting the use, if you like, of a 15-minute delay card throughout this round robin series, and the French deciding to play theirs. Every team, gets one of those for various reasons. Could be, for tactical reasons. You could want to change a jib. You might want to do some settings changes. So very, very tactical card, if you like, for the regatta.
Yeah, the breeze has got up way more. The next America's Cup in the breeze has got up way more than was forecast. So potentially just a jib change, as you say, or settings, and you can achieve a lot in 15 minutes.
Isn't that a glorious shot? Look at that, beautiful. Look at that. That is just glorious, isn't it? Let's go on the water with Chase Zero. Peter Lester, what's going on with the weather where you are at the moment, mate?
Looks pretty perfect to me. It's up at probably, 16, 17 knots. I think the wind has also just cranked round to the right a wee bit. And that was reflected with some of those course changes we had. So, look, honestly, it's beautiful. The sea state hasn't got any worse, and we have got that underlying swell coming across the course, and we've seen that reflected downwind when they're heading to the shore on port. They get a bit of a surge on, but really, this is beautiful conditions.
Well, we could go again, Pete. You picked Ineos Britannia in the last race. Care to throw out your thoughts on this race between American Magic and Orient Express Racing? And will desperation play a part, maybe, for Orient Express Racing?
Well, they're running out of races, and if they need to do something really special, and if they could get a point off, off American Magic, that would be a huge scalp. But I just think they need to do their own thing. Get a good start. Maybe just sail their boat, sail the pants off their boat, and try and get a valuable point.
Mind you, the last time we saw Orient Express Racing in challenging conditions, it was like a bucking bronco. So we're now on board Orient Express Racing. Let's go to Glenn. What can you see? Can suggest what might be going on there?
Yeah, not an overly good sign there on board Orient Express Racing with the tech team there. Antoine having a bit of a look there at something going on with the traveller of the yacht. So you're going to have to get whatever they've got going on sorted out fairly quickly there. The French team of Orient Express Racing, they haven't got long to go here before the start, but they'll all be working feverishly to get themselves organised to go up head-to-head against the Americans in this race.
Meanwhile, if you're American Magic, you know, there has been a change in conditions. It gives you a 15-minute opportunity. I'm sure they're practicing starts and time and distance, and it gives them the opportunity to really lock in to what they're going to get in this next race.
It does, and fantastic conditions out there at the moment. So really, really, you know, beautiful conditions to sail these boats in. Not easy. We'll be seeing some really high speeds, boat speeds that is, of the yachts when they're sailing in this slightly higher breeze. So really, really fast speeds in bumpy water.
So perfect sailing conditions, but not a perfect start at this particular point in time for Orient Express Racing. We are waiting for them to get going, but quite simply, they have played their delay card, excuse me. So why don't we go back to day number 6 of the Louis Vuitton Cup Challenger Selections Series and the race between Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli and Orient Express Racing. Here comes Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli. You'll see the bar by the ITA there. That flashes green. They are good to enter.
I've got him maybe a little late.
There it is. They are green. They are coming in. Tiny bit late. Then comes Orient Express Racing from starboard.
Yeah, that's crossing here, Jimmy.
And they get green lit as well for the dance.
Yeah, fantastic entry there by both boats. So the French now putting the Italians under pressure and having to put themselves in a solid position here.
N'oublie pas, c'est la grosse gauche, faut pas descendre trop bas dans la box. On est content de faire un last manœuvre par le tac, je pense. Essaye de killer tout ce que tu peux là, Kep. Ouais. Là, c'est à 30. Ok, je suis en Bordeaux. Ok, Bordeaux ici. Ouais. Allez, un peu sur un vent fort qui est chaud. C'est chaud. Allez, je suis pas
French opting to tack there. Nice move, keeping their air clear. The Italians now looking to sail forward and take the advantage to leeward if they can.
This is the umpires. France boundary penalty. France boundary penalty. Get behind Italy after the start.
Oh, the French there, an unforced error. Unfortunately, pre-start.
And struggling to get back up on the force. Oh my goodness.
Bit of a deficit to make up, having to get 75 metres behind from the start. The Italians here locking the French out to windward, so not only do they have a penalty there, caught to windward there, so dip start by the Italians here, and they'll be wanting to just rebuild speed and then extend out to that port side of the course, left-hand side looking upwind.
So a little dip start ready for Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli as the clock counts down to a start in race number 19, and Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli are away, followed by Orient Express Racing, who've got to serve a penalty.
Stand by.
Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli will immediately tack here as well.
France penalty clear.
So French doing a nice job of washing the penalty there off in the tack, keeping in touch, and now having to try and sail the boat fast on the jib and keep their air clean as much as they can up this work.
Keep it fast, okay, guys?
He's in a little fast mode, but good mode for us.
Negative one, copy.
Orient Express, the last to get their boat, really are trying to catch up, aren't they, Glenn? And still seem to be wrestling, still the unforced errors are coming.
Yeah, pretty good there. That's still pretty good mode.
Just having a look at the ghost boat here, Shirley, showing a huge header there on the right-hand side of the course. So it'll be interesting to see both boats go bow down into this. You can see the French there just sailing into the leading edge of that.
Increasing in front of us, but it's slowly trending right.
Slowly trending right, so the wind field spot on.
Be handy to have, wouldn't it, that wind field?
Sure
we're
would.
getting close to boundary, so we hit him, right?
Yeah, at this stage, yeah.
The little gain to the French there with that right-hand shift, but Luna Rossa will be looking to just line up when the French attack. They'll be looking to attack straight in front of them here.
This is the race committee. We are moving the leeward gate, shifting the course axis to 165.
The breeze has gone quite a chunk back to the left-hand side.
There's not much runway for the French there to tack back, so 2 quick tacks here needed by the French to keep their air clean. A little wobbly tack there, just to keep the rig powered up in these slow conditions.
Stay high. That's normal mode here. 51, coming up.
Just a second, guys.
Let's go to chase zero. Peter Lester, thoughts on the start of this race, mate?
It'll build if you can, boys.
Complete control by Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli. They just held Orient up, and now that the action really is getting so far over towards that right-hand side, Luna Rossa will have a pretty comfortable advantage at this first mark.
Got one in right at the moment. Early jibe probably though.
This is the pressure. Good speed for the attack.
So both boats looking for a right turn here, coming into the top. French still just hanging in there, so doing a good job just to survive here. They just need to stay in touch and make sure they keep sailing air forward if they can.
Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli, race 19, lead Orient Express Racing at the top gate. But despite having a bit of bother on that first upwind leg, the French are not going away.
Let's go.
Really nice ride height control there from the foil trimmers. Berto Molinari, Andrea Tessi doing a great job keeping that silver rocket locked in nice and level, nice and high, low drag, good coast, and a lovely manoeuvre there.
Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli at this particular point in time, not putting a foot wrong in race 19 of the Louis Vuitton Cup Challenger Selection Series.
That's 57 on the right.
Spittle and Bruni doing the job, working in sync. And they'll complete leg number 4 of this race with 2 to go. The French are hanging in. The delta was 37 seconds at the top. Let's see if they've made up any time. There's a round go, the Italians on the final upwind leg.
Lovely, lovely rounding there. Switching from downwind settings into upwind settings on the yacht, getting the heel locked in. The more efficiently you can do that, the better the performance. Lovely jibe aboard Orient Express Racing. Nice, big, deep sails there, exiting the jibe. A really fantastic manoeuvre there, and they're sailing the boat well.
And Orient Express Racing will take the small wins like that any day of the week. They're down and up again, and also down by 3 seconds on that downward leg. Delta now 40 seconds.
Really, really big cambers there, big depths in the mainsail of Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli. You see the mast rotation angle. Really, really deep, powerful sails there as they sail down only into sort of 7.2, 7.4 knots of breeze. So you can see how light it is on the water and needing to power those sails up for max performance.
Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli get another point on the board on day 6 of the Louis Vuitton Cup Challenger Selection Series. Their record is perfect. Unbeaten so far. Can anyone take down Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli? They have been trying. American Magic tried in the first race of the day, hung with them for 3 legs, and then Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli put the foot down. What a glorious sight. That's the Pooch Classic, 60 classic boats out on there. Look at the smile on Shirley Robertson's face. You are just loving that, aren't you? You could sit there and watch it all day, couldn't you, Shirley?
I love a classic. Most of them actually designed and built in Scotland, which makes me very happy, by William Fife III. Look at that, gorgeous.
So let's go racing. American Magic Orient Express Racing.
Up for the second time today, American Magic will be reeling from that earlier loss and will need to lift their game in this next match. Slingsby and Goodison have all the experience to pull this off. Campbell and Menninger need to keep manoeuvres on point, and that power team have to keep the watts coming for a full 6 legs. The power is provided by Hall, Sedder and some fresh legs, Hornsby and Wright.
The French team of Orient Express Racing are on the back foot in this round robin series and will need to come out swinging some punches today to stay alive against the might of American Magic. The driving team of Quentin Delapierre on the starboard side of the yacht and Kevin Pepinay on the port side are joined by foil trimmers Mathieu Van Dam and Jason Saunders. Providing the lead power needed for the sails is Thibaut Verhoeven, Germain Chardin, Antoine Nogaret and Timmy Lepau.
And throw some punches they will have to do, because a loss here by Orient Express Racing will pretty much see them miss the Louis Vuitton Cup semi-finals. But never say never in the America's Cup as we take a look at where all the wind is.
Wow, just look at the wind increase there. I mean, mostly 18 knots, certainly an average of 17. This is a different day, requiring a really different headspace than we saw earlier.
We are really treated around the world watching this through our good friends at Cap Gemini to see the wind like that, because the sailors can't see that. You at home are the lucky ones. Now it's time to check in with the race manager, see if we are good to go racing off the coast of Barcelona on a glorious Saturday.
This is the race committee. We have passed the wind test, and this race is live.
So, wind is up, race is good to go. What will unfold in race 26 of the Louis Vuitton Cup Challenger Selection Series? Coming in on port will be American Magic, and then on starboard it will be Orient Express Racing. And I can imagine throwing these things around, these 7-ton monsters in these conditions, is a challenge in itself.
It's certainly going to be an interesting race, this one. Breeze stepping up about 5 or 6 knots more than it was earlier in the day's racing, so definitely a different game now for both these teams than it was earlier.
Steaming in, they can't get in there before 2 minutes and 10 seconds. They're cutting it fine. No, they're not. They are on the money. And in comes American Magic. 2 minutes is the point for Orient Express Racing. They're cutting it fine, really fine, but they are good.
Just washing off enough speed there, the French. Good job getting in there and not being over the entry early.
Staying on 2 for now.
Okay, take a bit of height here early if you need.
Massive race for Orient Express. They are fighting for their America's Cup lives.
Might only be 8 people on the boat, but there's another 120 or 130 people behind the scenes and really on the boat with them from Orient Express Racing. So fingers crossed they can have a solid race here and stay alive.
Orient Express go behind and head up, just gapping off the opposition.
The Americans here, still both boats well above committee boat ley line there, so the French will need to sort of come down and start putting some pressure on the Americans and not get locked out to windward here.
French need to start pushing. Look very vulnerable there.
Full speed here, I'm going to let him go, I think.
Ok, t'es libre devant. 2 pin. Ok, coupe notre axe. Boat's open now.
Inside the last 30 seconds to the start of the race.
Hard down on north, south.
Time on distance here, critical.
7 line.
All the way up.
Coming down quick.
Okay, stand by. Forward up in 2, 1.
Big push here, man.
Big trim here for the cycles.
Go hard, go.
It is on, the race between Orient Express Racing and American Magic. If there was one day the French need to go everything go right, this is the race.
Well executed, clean start by Orient Express.
I really need to get the pace on here because the Americans will be lining them up for the next tack, so all important to get a clean tack in and position yourself well here.
That left-hand boundary comes so quickly.
The Americans here will just be lamping straight on them here, so French needing to just try and survive there to windward and keep their air clear, but the Americans doing a good job of blocking the gap up there. Still an extremely tight race here.
Little build there.
No choice but to get out of there. We just saw American Magic slowly extending.
Yeah, so the French really needing to get clear here and really sail their own race. Shirley just sail the boat fast on the jib. Both boats on very, very similar sails, so the battle here is just to try and sail their own race if they can and just lock in and really hand it to the speed department of just sailing the boat fast forwards.
Perfectly positioned by American Magic.
He takes away. Happy to go
On to chase zero. Peter, your thoughts of the first part of this leg?
Yeah, nice jump off the line by American Magic, and they took the action all the way across to that left-hand side, and then when that first tack came, it was advantage to the Americans. For Orient, they just need to get into their work. You know this boat's pretty quick, and try and have an error-free race, and just, you know, put together a good solid one, because with the breeze being up like 17, 18 knots and a wee bit more big seaway, reliability could come into play.
Lots of manoeuvres, Shirley, and we saw the Americans the other day against the Lingy Red Bull Racing. Lots and lots of manoeuvres, and they certainly look like they're having no trouble manoeuvring that big blue American Magic yacht on this upwind leg.
The meterage just keeps growing.
He goes back here, I think we go to lay, eh?
Yep, happy. Okay, let's lock her in here.
We've got 20 seconds this way and only 10 back the other for a right turn.
Bluey black, I should say, not blue. Lovely paint job.
Really backloaded.
Probably just coming in hard.
Okay, trying to press a little bit more.
5 seconds.
Okay, stand by. We're down here in 3, 2, 1. And turn. 15 seconds through 10.
American Magic
really
with a
wave,
strong first upwind leg in this
That's
race of the Louis Vuitton Cup Challenger Selection Series. One thing we do know about the French, though, if they're close, they will hang in. So left-hand mark for American Magic. Not too far behind is Orient Express Racing taking the right-hand mark.
Well in this race, Orient Express Racing, so just got to keep the hammer down, keep sailing the boat well. Just try and hang in there and put some pressure on your opponent, which they're doing well at the moment.
We know they've got good speed. They got a good package.
Vuitton Delapierre handing the helming duties over now to Kevin Pepinay. Got a little gain there to Orient Express Racing, sailing at a nice pressure there initially, so interesting to see the gap now. Slight gains to the French team for me.
Happy to go there? Okay, stand by. We're down here in 3, 2.
C'est pas loin d'être moins limite, mais...
Face mode,
un peu d'intensité.
Pas de mauvais drive pour lui.
Allez, c'est bien.
Ok, il faut l'offrir un peu.
Ouais. Allez, on a ce qu'on fait les grenades.
Ouais, c'est pas mal, on va être phasé avec lui, mais on va pouvoir faire déjà grand up en bas, je pense.
Ouais.
Bon, on y va maintenant. T'as plus devant de ton côté, la Jazz, ou pas?
This is the race committee. We are moving the windward gate, shortening the course to 1.75 nautical miles and shifting the axis to 208.
I'm not concerned about him, just concerned about us. Okay. In about 5 seconds we'll set up. Okay, happy to go. He's gone.
The voice of Tom Slingsby bringing the attention back on board.
This is the rotation coming
See the reflection of that windward foil arm and the rigging there in Tom Slingsby's goggles. He'll be full concentration here.
This right mark is favoured here.
Yeah, we're going to be in. He is unlikely, so he's going to split, so we're just going to do a nice 2-board rounding.
Yeah, copy.
Just looking at the both helmsmen there, that gives you an indication of how the boat's moving around through the water, watching them move in unison, so definitely not a smooth ride, which is hard to pick up on the TV, but really feeling everything through the body there. Boat's moving around a lot.
Go right turn.
Not that easy if you're sitting on a bike, I imagine.
There's 2 boards.
This is a race that has both teams in their chase boats sitting on the edge of their seats. American Magic through the bottom gate to complete leg number 2 and heading upward on the 3rd leg. You heard him say 2 boards down, and down they go. And in come Orient Express Racing as well. They go around the opposing mark.
Take me out of 2 board, please.
Slight gain downwind by American Magic.
Stand by. We're down here in 3. And turning. Nice one.
On continue à Superman. Il faut vraiment le lancer le bout.
C'est du gain, mec, c'est bien.
Orient Express Racing doing a nice job getting the boat locked in upwind there.
Onto the chase boat for American Magic. Coach Tom Burnham is here. Tight one here, Tom.
Yeah, it is a tight one for sure. We're making it, keeping everybody on the edge of their seats, even here in the chase boat. We're all getting plenty of nerves going on over here, that's for sure.
What are you concerned about?
It's tough conditions, and there's a lot of debris in the water and big waves, and so there's a lot of potholes out here that we just need to be aware of, but keep sailing hard and racing the boat well. So it's tough.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
The race well and truly on here. As Tom Burnham was just saying, what's going on out there, a lot of waves to deal with here, and to see how fast these boats are going upwind in this sea state. Really tricky job here, and both teams doing a great job.
France doing so well at keeping it tight. I mean, they haven't made a mistake this whole race. A real classy performance today.
I'd be intrigued to know, who would you rather be, the leader or the chaser in conditions like this, with the pressure coming on Orient Express to get that win?
You're always looking forwards up the course, whether you're leading or trailing. You're just trying to do everything you can to keep your boat going well.
Pretty even one direction. Okay, stand by. We're down here in 3, 2, 1. And turning.
Definitely nice to be able to tack where you want to tack, being the leading boat. So trailing boat.
Okay, he comes back.
A little more dictated too, but
Happy to just go open course.
French out of phase now and staying in touch. So just need to keep chipping away here, the French, to stay in touch, and still quite a lot of racing to go in this race.
This guy to chase zero, Peter Lester. Can you see Orient Express Racing hauling them in?
I think the boats are very even, but what I'm looking at on this right-hand side, I think there's a bit of a geographic shift in the top third of the course. So on the extreme right on the land, there's a hill, and the container port, and the wind is wrapping round the bottom of that hill and through the container port, creating this geographic shift coming in on starboard at the top mark.
He looks like he's setting up for on and in right.
So having a look at the 3D, sorry Shirley, really great footage there, and that wind field so crucial in providing the direction of which way to go there, and what Pete was saying, definitely some winds of breeze there which are probably advantaging the Americans here a little bit. You can see the track there lifting up, winding around, and they'll take the left-hand turn.
It's about 10 seconds, fellas.
American Magic still leading Orient Express Racing in race 26 of the Louis Vuitton Cup Challenger Selection Series. But there isn't too much in this. You do not want to put a foot wrong here. Otherwise, it could mean disaster.
A little more. There it is. Okay, nice.
Orient Express Racing, and they've completed the halfway mark.
Big push there from the cyclors to get that traveller back up closer to centre and use the acceleration. Ghost boat here, saying still an advantage to the Americans exiting this manoeuvre.
There's the helmsman and the trimmer side by side on American Magic, and behind them facing backwards there's the cyclers. But the US cyclers today are producing more power, both the average and the higher peaks during the manoeuvres, which gives the trimmers more and more options to do exactly what they want. So
which was something they struggled with the other day.
We're not going to lay on and in left now, on and in right. We're very hot.
I'm down with that, please. Goody, I got a big trim down for you.
Okay, trim.
We're working on it.
No. Okay, we're going to have to just pick. Actually, let's go to a boundary, and then we might.
Stand by. Go down in 3, 2, 1.
Again, you're dense.
Nice job there on American Magic. They'll be happy with that. That was a really good bottom speed there.
Big touchdowns.
Nice job.
He jibes back there, so he's going to follow us in.
Careful here, losing rudder. Push.
Tom Slingsby there, so lost the rudder. It's a big drift, loss of traction.
Definitely take it in.
Right on the edge, pushing hard.
He'll be thinking about the race against Ineos Britannia when at the top leg, when they were leading comfortably, they had a big skid at the leg 5 and almost blew it, but they came home, and they came home well. Still 2 and a bit legs to go in this race.
Yep, full power on here.
Okay, we're getting a light patch from here.
Pressure does crazy things to any sports person at the elite level.
It'll be a 2 board in 10 seconds.
It's going to need a big push to get stuff on out of this.
Board down here in 3.
The New York Yacht Club's American Magic sailing Patriot. Complete leg 4.
Turning up here.
2 more legs to go to get a valuable point and pretty much slot them into the semi-finals of the Louis Vuitton Cup.
He's going to follow.
Yeah.
French still hanging in here.
Orient Express Racing have completed 4 legs. They are still trying to hunt down American Magic. And they've sailed a pretty immaculate race.
Sailing well, Orient Express Racing, certainly not letting go of American Magic. So a lot of pressure on the Americans here to keep executing well. The French breathing down their necks here at the moment. Really nice tack there on American Magic.
On board the chase boat for Orient Express Racing, Coach Thierry Douillard joins us right now. You're still in this, Thierry. Where do you think you can get them?
We are fighting for the right side of the start and the right side of the course. Unfortunately, we didn't get it for the first cross, so after it's a bit hard, but keep pushing and we'll see what's going on. Boys are doing a great job, but I'm sure he's still a bit behind, so let's push.
Thanks, buddy.
Let's get out here to the right.
Yeah.
The head bobbing up and down, you can see it, the back left of that boat of the cyclists, they are pushing hard.
Yeah, copy. Little press.
The American Magic choosing to have recumbent bikes, so the guys are sitting down on the floor of the boat. It meant that they could radically change the design of their platform.
5 seconds.
Oh, here's the ghost boat. Likes the way American Magic's going. Slight lift as they come out of that right-hand boundary.
Stand by. 3, 2, 1.
That's a really nice tack on board American Magic there. You see the projected frontal area of Patriot, a little bit less than some of the other teams with that recumbent cycling position. So the Americans
going all the way to ley line here.
Yep.
taking a different design path to some of the other teams.
Where's everything, boys? Very close on the rudder here. Actually got something on the rudder. I can feel it vibrating, but just keep coming.
Yeah, Tom Slingsby suggesting he's got a bit of weed or something on the rudder.
They're pressing again now. Still got something on the rudder. Okay, what do you want to do about it? Nothing. Just keep coming. Understood.
Not sure what can you do.
10 seconds.
Well, if they get too high, it's one way of clearing it, to get it out of the water, but that's not ideal.
Stand by.
Just got to have to hope it disappears, whatever it is, but hopefully we can get a little shot of that. Fantastic camera work there.
The question I have is how delicate are those rods? You start dragging something, you know, how susceptible are they? Well,
you can see the weed there, just a little bit of weed on that leeward foil, so it may not have actually been on the rudder itself. On the actual foil there, you can see that little bit of debris just wrapped around the bottom of the foil. Just a bit of seagrass just blowing off there, so that's a good sign for American Magic. They probably won't have even noticed that at this point in time, but so foil related, not rudder related.
There's always a twist of the tail, isn't there, when we come to American Magic of late, as they come in to complete the fifth leg, the second to last leg of this race. They will round that top gate ahead of Orient Express Racing.
You're all clear.
Coming away. going board.
And they are gone. They are on the homeward run. And so too will be Orient Express Racing. One of their best performances of the regatta so far.
Plenty going on in this sea state for both teams. Driving a Formula One car down a set of moguls, not that easy to do.
Orient Express Racing have not let go of American Magic. This is the final leg.
See that pressure coming down through the middle of the course there, both boats sailing into that, possibly just a little more advantageous for the Americans there. Average speed just 0.7 of a knot or so faster to the Americans.
Here in 3, 2, 1. And turning. I think hands wide. Hands coming under now. The traffic. Backhand's made now.
Probably. Trim it down and touch when we can.
Go, boys. Guys coming. BB.
Okay, we are clear. Okay, happy to jibe here.
Okay, stand by. 3, 2, 1. And turn in.
Big pressure manoeuvre here for the Americans.
It's a lot of shit.
Gotta keep it together here.
Straight through it this.
French absolutely not letting go here and actually closing the gap back up again. So really, really pushing the boat hard to try and get back into this race.
Hang up a little around that one.
Closing in on the finish. And the French, who would dearly love a point, still in the hunt to the end. They have not given up. They have given it everything in race 26. It's not going to be enough. And American Magic, representing the New York Yacht Club, will bank win number 4 in the Louis Vuitton Cup Challenger Selection Series and lock themselves into the semi-finals.
There's some hard conditions, man. Yeah.
Turning up here.
Yeah, great result there for American Magic.
And Orient Express Racing come up empty, but they still have one race to go. They're still only one race behind Alinghi Red Bull Racing, but they are below the cut line.
Sailed a fantastic race today, Shirley, both teams, but the American Magic just too strong in those conditions.
And that's not a bad way to not get the result. 15 seconds, probably the best result we have seen, barring their win of late for Orient Express Racing. So there we go. Let's just rack up the points. This is the leaderboard with Emirates Team New Zealand involved. Remember, they've only got 2 more races, then they're out of here until the match. This is the table that matters. There you can see Orient Express Racing still below the cut line, but you can see Italy, Great Britain and the USA all locked in. Still nerves being felt by Alinghi Red Bull Racing and Orient Express Racing.
Just a little reminder. I mean, actually, a very good start by both teams. Orient Express just slightly late at pressing the button. They went all the way to the boundary, but were led away by USA. It was tight, though, on that second downwind. Nothing in it.
I'm not concerned about him, just concerned about us. Okay. We got in about. He hasn't done well. He's had a couple of big touchdowns.
Well, the gap grew between the two boats. American Magic sailing a wonderfully clean race, keeping it tight and extending. And another win for American Magic.
3, 2, 1.
So it's another win for American Magic. Let's go on board with Tom Slingsby. Tom, you guys cope with the pressure beautifully there, and that'll lock you into the semi-finals.
Yeah, no, we're happy with that. We've got a lot of work to do if we want to keep progressing, but we're really happy to get through that one and move into the semis.
Tricky conditions, Tommy. I heard you say you sort of lost the rudder there a couple of times. Must be right on the edge for pushing the boats hard.
Yeah, we are. Hey, Goody, sorry, we've just got the Kiwis coming down 10. Yeah, sorry guys. Yeah, it is. It's and there's a lot of debris in the water. We hooked something up that last beat on the rudder, and yeah, there's not much we can do about it. It's not like we can lean over the side and clear it. So we just had to hope it popped off, which it did, and yeah, we're happy to get through that one. That was a risky one.
Yeah, nice win, mate. We'll talk again. Let's go on board Orient Express Racing with Quentin Delapierre. Great race, Quentin. Didn't get the result, but still one race to go. You're not out of this.
Yeah, exactly. Still one race to go. I think, honestly, it was our best race today. We put American Magic under pressure, and we're not leaving this race to American Magic. So it just happened on the start. It was. Yeah, I was not able to take the right, and Tom did it pretty well, so well done to them.
All right, we'll see you tomorrow, mate.
See you.
Oh, let's have a look at the key moment. There was lots of them. 7 tacks up the first beat, and for American Magic, those tacks kept the best wind from themselves. They liked that right-hand side, and each time they went there, just extending the whole time. Have a look at the true wind speed at the top of both the rigs. So important, isn't it, to pick the right way to go?
As you have seen without this regatta, increasingly high speed, high-tech World of America's Cup is bringing a new generation of younger athletic crew, but the sport also retains and values its wise old heads. Yves Détré is the oldest member of the Swiss sailing team, a charismatic, seasoned campaigner who demands respect.
Yves Détré, I lead the Red Bull Racing team driving group. My role in this group is to trim the boat, flying the boat, or sometimes trim the sails as well. We have different roles on the water. We can actually change a little bit.
The Alinghi Swiss Challenge wins America's Cup 2003.
I've been part of the team since 2000, so I've done 5 campaigns in total, and won twice with Alinghi. So lifting the cup for the first time was kind of a relief, after the 2 years and the amount of work. So it definitely was something special, and yeah, it was accomplishment, and we realized that when we got back in Switzerland with the amount of people behind us, that's something that we didn't really realize when we were in New Zealand. Being back after that long period is definitely something a little bit different because the boat has changed. But in the other hand, a sailor is a sailor. On any boat, it's the same feeling for the weather, for make a boat go fast and feel the elements. What's really different is basically the complexity of the boat that is changed a lot. But it's good to be back. I wouldn't imagine to be back in this new era of the Cup. But here I am, and I'm very proud of it.
So, you know, being part of the team with that much generation mix, like Yves de Tre, which is the older guy in the sailing team, it's pretty amazing experience because we are able to learn from each other. And with his experience in the past with Alinghi, when they won the 2 Cups, and then also in 2010 with Alinghi 5, he was there. And I mean, when I hear him talking about all the Cups he did, it's pretty inspiring. I think we have a lot to learn, especially from him. He told me once, you're gonna go through hard times and very nice times, but what matters is to always try to keep the highest level through those moments and to not change and to not be very emotionally affected, and that's a big one.
I think Red Bull Racing can win the America's Cup. That's what we're here for. You know, we're not putting a team together for the exercise. So we have to believe in our choices. Then we'll find out about that on the race course.
Fourth race of the day, Emirates Team New Zealand, Alinghi Red Bull Racing.
The defender, Emirates Team New Zealand, they're fast, they're clinical, but it turns out they're also beatable. There's just 2 races left for the defender before they turn Challenger Series spectator. So for Burling and Outridge on the helm, it's a last chance to hone race technique. The reliable Took and Maloney sit in the trimmer chairs, and those mighty cyclers pushing out the watts are Webster, Sinclair, and clipped in on starboard, Allen and Van Veldhoven.
Alinghi Red Bull Racing are back in their second race of the day after a great battle against the British. With some big sea state today, the team will need to say well against current defenders Emirates Team New Zealand. The twin helmsmen on the AC-75 of Arnaud Sarafagis and Maxime Bachelon will drive the yacht, and controlling the flight over the water is Brian Matreau and Nicolas Rollard. On the cranks for the team today's second race is a fresh lineup of Barnaby Delars, Terry Shear, Paul Jacot and Arthur Sauvé.
It's been a day where we haven't seen any team race poorly. No points in this race, but look at what the opposition are offering up.
This is the race committee. Wind sampling complete. Race is live.
So we are live for race 27 in the Louis Vuitton Cup Challenger Selection Series. Emirates Team New Zealand will be kicking themselves with that loss they had against Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli, and it was a nice little jab to the ribs from Luna Rossa.
Well, we just saw in that last race massive gains from the right-hand side of the track, so expect a fight to own that right-hand side in the pre-start.
So it'll be Emirates Team New Zealand coming in on port entry at 2 minutes and 10 seconds, and from start it'll be Alinghi Red Bull Racing at 2 minutes.
Just sliding up again. 2, 1, rolling away.
They had to wiggle to get in there, didn't they? They were coming in hot, Emirates Team New Zealand, but they got the green light, and in come Alinghi Red Bull Racing.
Yeah, just a little pump of the brakes there on Emirates Team New Zealand, so big pressure here, lots of wind on the race course.
Full jibe, okay?
Come on.
And happy to go from now. Okay, both down, pressure. And made.
And turning, giving
control. Hard up. Yeah, copy.
One step long way left down here.
Yeah, so clear with the mark.
1 good breeze.
Nice one.
Copy.
Slightly better on the
Maybe
side.
lighter, 14 knots.
Balance boat
45 to
loader,
90.
130.
a bit biased and then lifty, but not much.
Water on this.
Already done.
Pressing that one now.
25.
Easy. Good to the kick. Okay, down the inside of the mark.
10. Almost at zone.
25 pin. A split up.
Almost 0.
20 pin, 30. A split up.
Yep, all good. I got him up. Just switched up
Team
for
New
the re-roll.
Zealand, a slow turn, having a look at the
Probably
time
no
and
issues if they
distance.
re-roll, mate. You are just above boat low.
What are your thoughts? They've continued the attack now, 20 to the boat.
Lingy setting up high.
To get at you here.
Pretty easy to win.
Going away. Going down. 20 of them.
Skip bottoms.
Pins open in 3. Okay, they're down hard now, mate.
No problem. They will be early at
15 and you're just on boat.
Coming down now, all the way to downwind.
No, just through boat lane now. They're calm. They're still down on 2. They're up hard now.
Final win.
4 for the boat.
2, 1.
3 for the boat.
Full noisy.
Big nitro's doing our job for us on Emirates Team New Zealand.
1.5.
Breezers left will want to go with them when they go.
Full speed here.
1.5.
Maybe push boys.
1.5.
Inside the last 10 seconds.
Open. Racing.
Emirates Team New Zealand just a click late there for the line. I've got Lingy Red Bull Racing there with quite a solid start there, Shirley. Over speed and bow down, pressing on the jib, so early advantage to the Swiss.
Hold down, patient.
Lingy Red Bull Racing defending hard. Great start by them. They were fast, on time, on the right-hand side. Great work.
Happy to start. That's good. Happy to stay here.
Fresh orders.
Yes, bit of breeze. That's
Lower,
higher.
faster.
Bit of
It's
breeze
alright.
as we
Really
go
good
here.
mode. Happy to stay.
A little left for us.
Anti-air, slower. Still no issue with them. 44 to boundary.
Got a good lane here.
So they're going a little higher.
Okay, they're staying faster. They might die before us.
Missing.
Happy to keep going to the right. No lower.
Righty to come.
25.
Obviously a different size of jibs there on both boats, so Emirates Team New Zealand there on 5 and possibly Lingy there on their 4, so should see a slight advantage to the smaller jib upwind and a slight advantage to the bigger jib downwind. Emirates Team New Zealand, they're getting their tack in and allowing their boat to be air forward, so clear air for Emirates Team New Zealand. Now the Swiss having to make sure they lock in and then hurt them again on the following tack if they can.
I'm not sure, but yeah, I think you will.
Very, very close race here. Not much in these zones between the two boats. The electronic boundaries not far away at all here, so umpire Richard Slater will be definitely having a look. The Swiss team there feeling like they need to tack away.
I think you'll want to go sooner than later for the phase. Yeah, just get over this. Nice.
Lead change on the first upwind leg, race 27.
Out of it, so let's get about 10 passes.
Yeah, that sounds good.
It was great positioning, wasn't it, by Emirates Team New Zealand. Also had that ability just to close the gap. It was a slow down for the Swiss.
It was just that slightly smaller jib coming out of those tacks, a little bit less drag, aero drag going through the tack, so every time you tack, a little advantage to the boat with a smaller jib.
Yeah, you're right on the depth.
Particularly in these uprange conditions. Right away boat here is the Swiss, but I think Emirates Team New Zealand clear ahead now. Lingy on the back foot now.
They might have been beaten at the start, but Emirates Team New Zealand now trying to exert their control on Lingy Red Bull Racing. Before we hit the top gate, Peter Lester, what did you make of all of that?
You don't see too many lead changes in this sort of racing in these conditions. And for Emirates Team New Zealand, they were well behind off the line. It wasn't a great start by Peter Burling. But then you just saw that moding that we've talked about so often with the New Zealanders, that they just at times seem to have an extra gear. I'll be interested on this downwind to see how they cope with that smaller jib against a Lingy, because they've certainly capitalised on the upwind. Can they hold on to it on the downwind?
On the left mark on the bow.
Yeah, it's pretty easy lay if we want it.
See where we go in the zone. They've gone. They're going to be outside the zone. We can hit them if we want.
Coming up.
Take the right mark here.
Yes.
Okay.
3, 2, 1. Happy.
Pretty slow turn. Keep everyone here. Good pressure for the Burbo.
Difficult maneuver here coming up. Sorry, Stephen, for Emirates Team New Zealand.
Well, you knew exactly what was going on through very clear comms between Peter Burling and Nathan Atteridge. They will round the top gate for the first time, but right on their transom, basically, is a Lingy Red Bull Racing.
That's good. Getting lighter here.
Big
back.
What do you see down the middle?
Nice one.
Back straight's good.
Bit close. No rush to jibe here.
Lighter on the job,
lowest.
man.
Slightly getting into more wind and 5 rather than boundary.
Boundary's only 20, so I think just boundary drive us.
Yeah, still a good mode.
If they go now?
Nice mode here.
I'd still go boundary.
Remember, there are no points on offer for this race if you're a Swiss fan getting excited, but a lot of learning and a lot of confidence building. And to be racing this tight to the defenders, this is a good race so far, isn't it, for the Swiss?
Okay, so Vuitton the max. It's a good jibe, guys.
On board, Alinghi Red Bull Racing, chasing down the defender.
Oh, we're down.
Yep.
Lily Puff coming back in 15.
Super solid start there for the Swiss, and
right now.
Early advantage, did a great job off that start, and little lead change there, but right up the exhaust pipe of Emirates Team New Zealand. They'll be seeing the pistons going up and down there so far up the exhaust. Nothing in this race at the moment.
On to chase 0, Peter.
Yeah, I was getting a good shot there of the boats heading away from us, looking at their mainsail twist. The Kiwis had a wee bit more twist than Alinghi. Alinghi were a little bit tighter, certainly from the halfway, mid-girth to the head. So New Zealand a little bit more twisted on the downwind.
This is the race committee. We are moving the windward gate, shortening the course to 1.7 nautical miles and shifting the axis to 202.
Yeah, there's a little bit less wind. So we've seen the peak in the breeze for today.
Excellent, that's about the average when we got to. It's late line 20. It wasn't too much right at the top, but it did look like it had the potential for it, so.
Yeah, we'll keep an eye on it. So we're happy, right turn at the moment.
Yeah.
And then figure it out after.
Either light or lifting here, or the low peak.
If you start the job on the line's good.
2, 1, and board.
Yeah, nice spot. Slow turn for a big little.
Have gone, and they'll be just up inside you.
1, and board. Here it comes.
Bias is even. If they go the other mark, I'd roll into attack relatively early.
Yep, probably.
If they follow, then I think we just attack when they
go 1 or 2B. I think 2. Normal.
Emirates Team New Zealand, the defender of the Louis Vuitton.
They look like they're pacing
37th America's Cup, leading Alinghi Red Bull Racing to complete leg 2 of 6. Need to put their foot on the skid. Yes. Big skid. Oh, hang on.
Big slide there.
They're around the other markets.
Big loss there and wash off the speed for Emirates Team New Zealand. So tried to go around on 1. Paid the price for a huge loss of grip there on both foils. Big slide, big touchdown, big speed loss.
That's what happens when you come on hot, right? Super hot.
Once we have the speed.
No traction control on the AC75. Old school throttle control.
Didn't warm up the slicks enough.
Just getting to boundary now.
Very nice pressure.
3, 2, 1, fall down. Goes, ready?
Okay, 2, 1, and roll up.
And 6 behind in about 10 seconds.
Try and get over that, run.
Yeah,
okay.
No worries, Leon. Oh,
Let's go on the Emirates Team New Zealand chase boat to Coach Ray Davies. Well, they're providing you plenty of entertainment today.
Yeah, not all the entertainment we want to be watching, to be honest. But yeah, no, it's yeah, we're getting comfortable now. But yeah, tricky conditions.
Average breeze.
You're concerned at the start again?
Happy to go to the right pressure.
As Glenn would probably say, the wheels were spinning, but we weren't going forward. And you know, we just turned up a little bit late on that final approach and got ourselves late at the start. Pretty hard to be super accurate in these conditions, but yeah, we paid for that off the line. But the boat's going really well, got plenty of pace. And they're joining the dots now, so happy again.
Good to watch these in strong conditions as they rip up.
Yeah, they're really showcasing these boats for sure in these conditions. These waves a few years ago, people wouldn't have thought we could have sailed in these conditions, so it's great to be able to be in front of all the classic boats out here, and a huge spectacle showcasing what these boats can do. It's awesome.
Yeah, thanks, Ray.
And I'm going to get heaps of leverage on you.
Let's take a look at that rounding again, because that was one to clutch in the throat.
Just watch the foil blow up here as it goes round, bang, and full loss of grip there, and that's not a good feeling on board, and the only way to really stop you going further is actually the middle of the hull touching the water there, so a huge loss in performance, but good lessons to learn, and good to be pushing hard. And see Lingy Red Bull racing there, opting for the 2-board rounding. Little safer, little slower, but full grip.
Yeah, we have a lot less wind now. I mean, it's probably an average of kind of 12 knots with some lulls 8, so really requiring a bit of gear shifting. And I wonder really if that's why we see New Zealand just kind of edging away now.
Happy with this.
Both boats on different jibs, so as that breeze drops, advantage will be coming back towards Lingy Red Bull racing.
Right, the left mark slightly favoured.
So they'll be a little more balanced.
Too, but it's not.
A lot more helm load on Emirates Team New Zealand as the mainsail is powering up relative to the jib. Put more and more load on that little skinny rudder.
2, 1. Normal build.
Yep, 15 away. Nice wave here.
All the teams doing a great job with their sail programs, getting both sails through a huge range of conditions. So really important to have that range if you can.
Really stuck on the back of this.
Emirates Team New Zealand coming into the top gate, 2 complete leg, 3 of 6. Got over the skid at the bottom, the average start, and they're showing the pace that Te Horo has. But remember, smaller jib versus bigger jib. Can that be a difference? Will it be a difference on downward leg number 4? We shall wait and see.
Yep, all good.
Good, that now say, yep, all good. Now we wait for a Lingy Red Bull Racing to come around the top gate and play follow the leader.
Swiss certainly not out of this race. One little wobble from Emirates Team New Zealand, they'll be absolutely right there and pushing hard and sailing well.
110.
Doing a great job.
130. Nice.
It's quite a dramatic look when they come around that mark and really push up, isn't it? As we take a look at the Ghost boat, which is the optimal route now simulated by Cap Gemini is telling us to go.
110. 2, 1, board.
And tomorrow will be the last day we will see the Defender for quite some time. And when you think how much improvement there's been in racecraft and execution, I mean, you've been in this position, Glenn. Are they a little nervous of that?
Look, every race is things you're learning, and you know the team will be doing a lot of sailing between now and the actual America's Cup itself. So great opportunity now for Emirates Team New Zealand to be trying different settings, different things, different foil setups, different sails. They'll be learning stuff all the time. That'll be going into the bank. So no doubt there will be absolutely more to come from Emirates Team New Zealand, but all the other teams will be improving as well. So the development will not stop all the way through to the America's Cup final.
Let's go to chase 0. Pete, what are you thinking about this race at this point?
Well, I think it's interesting in terms of performance, and the New Zealanders always seem to be able to select a code down and jib and hang in with it. I thought they'd be slower, and I think Glenn agreed on the downwind leg with the smaller jib, but they aren't. And so they've found a mode and a sail plan set up that means they can just sail with a smaller jib, and then upwind they've got a little bit more grip because you get a bit more loading on the rudder. I'm really impressed by that moding of the Kiwis.
This is the race committee. We are moving the windward gate, shifting the course axis to 205.
Nice thing, thanks, Let's even squeeze in the round up.
Nice breeze to come. Make sure you go out of it, Andy. Yeah. Oh, wind number 2. Are there for you, sir?
Should have said you're a bit windier and more right down here.
Not too bad.
Mel Roberts and Ian Murray adjusting the course to keep it dead into the wind, which is their job. Lingy Red Bull Racing quite high out of that jibe, but still keeping in touch there. So really important rounding by Emirates Team New Zealand here. Sorry, to pick the boat on the foils.
Emirates Team New Zealand, leg number 4, 2 to go. It's a 9-point scoring race, but it's all practice for the defender.
F-pace currently.
Keep going, nice breeze in front. Yeah, definitely keep going to lefty, 25 to boundary.
And Lingy Red Bull Racing will come around the bottom mark and complete the 4th leg and head upwind for the second to last, the last time.
Trending right. Let's go 2, 1, bottom.
Emirates Team New Zealand, lots of weed at the top of the rudder, thankfully it's at that end.
And button.
Yeah, you don't mind if it's up there in the air so much.
And
it's
not going to go one here, pistol.
like Tommy Slingsby was saying earlier, not so good when it's around the bottom, but...
Yeah, I agree. It's pressure inside.
They've just tacked.
You would probably hit them on this one. Let's stay there, pressure on us.
Off we go to Lingy Red Bull Racing's chase boat and their coach, Pedro Sabello. Great start, Pedro.
Yeah, very good start. I mean, after the first race, the goal for us was really to push the start, to be aggressive, and then from there play the race. The guys did it really good. We were fast and on top of Team New Zealand, trying to control it. It's not so easy, but so far so good. It's a good race for us.
All right, thanks for your time.
Just try to stay slightly faster to see if we can.
Pressure on us.
To boundary here, assume you want to go all the way. Yes, breeze, that looks good again.
And Webster and Louis Sinclair there.
10 now, no?
Ticking along.
A little bit
Certainly
with,
not max, but you watch the wattage go up here as the boys turn the boat.
I'll have a look, Turkey.
Yeah, nice.
And that's where the power goes into the cranks. Big push there from all 4 cyclors.
Is it there or not?
It's hard to see. There's no air coming off it, so it might have got shaken off.
Big gear changes.
Yep.
There now.
All boats having to push hard.
I think it's clear, mate.
Yeah, nice. Well, wait now. Still left phase, just probably sticking with them. I assume they're going to step up when they get over this one. Yeah, I think we're going to hit them on the lay if they do it.
They're doing a pretty high mode to lower.
I agree. I think we go up with them.
I'll have eyes on them.
Good pressure in 10.
Peter Burling
Probably
there.
just going to lift from here, but
helming duties at the moment. Nath Outridge having a look
Real good
at his
pressure on the right.
opponent and the course software.
Got a build on here, Tick.
Claire Chuk flying the boat with Andy Maloney.
Let's go with 3, 2, 1. Alright. Wide.
Emirates Team New Zealand upwind has the hammer down. How much stress, Glenn, is on the boat in tanks like that at that sort of speed?
On our tank, isn't it, mate?
Design of the boats are basically all designed to take quite a lot, and
Going to bounce on that fire out.
very on edge, all these boats as far as structure goes, but very well designed. So if you went up and punched the side of the hull with your fist, you'd probably put your fist straight through it, but the whole boat glowing red when they light up. Very well designed with a huge amount of modelling and resource that's gone into the structure of these boats. So very light for the size and can be pushed extremely hard.
Emirates Team New Zealand have taken control of race 27 of the Louis Vuitton Cup Challenger Selection Series against the Lingy Red Bull Racing. They may have buffed the start a little bit, but it didn't take them too long to drag them back in and get to that top gate for the first time. And they're there for the last time in this race and heading home towards the finish.
It's right phase, so as soon as you come here, I think
Happy would go for a wind.
Trying to get to the slow
They
hill.
have really
Yeah,
put a
just get to them, we'll
gap
go.
on the Swiss.
They start to risk quite a lot here.
Swiss really sailed a clean race. Actually, a clean day all day today, so really nice, smooth job by the Swiss team.
Lingy Red Bull Racing, last race of the day for them. No points on the board here, but they will learn plenty. Remember, they are on 2 points, only 1 win ahead of Orient Express Racing. They are still not out of the danger zone to make the final 4.
Happy to go. 20. 1. And ball down, just in the wave. Remade +3. 2. 1.
See the track there of Lingy Red Bull Racing versus Emirates Team New Zealand around the top mark. Just a tighter turn there from Emirates Team New Zealand and taking probably a 50 to 60 metre gain to leeward there. So just a little tighter, more aggressive bear away there from the Kiwis versus the Swiss.
It seems in this final lap there has been a general kind of bleed all the way round, and perhaps that is conditions related. We have seen a change in
They've got a hell of a ride here.
conditions.
This is going deep.
See the sea state there in the background, the yacht's rolling around and people probably hanging over the back feeding the fish
Keep it on.
at this
That's a lift as
period of
well.
the day after a couple of gin and tonics,
Yeah,
but
just get to lay here. It's
there's only one boat you'd want to be on at the moment, and that is an AC-75 doing 42 knots downwind. There's not many other boats that could do that in this sea state.
Let's go on to Chase Zero with Peter Lesser. Okay, so what's impressed you so far before they hit the finish line?
Obviously the lead change I thought was significant, but what I'm going through my mind is the relative performance of Lingy against Emirates Team New Zealand and the earlier race against Ben Ainsley. And in that one, it was 53 seconds at the finishing line. I'll be interested to see what the deficit is between Emirates Team New Zealand and the Lingy when they go over the line.
Emirates Team New Zealand in their second to last race in the regatta before the match do a job on a Lingy Red Bull Racing, but it wasn't perfect. But it'll still be another W in the win column, and the defender gets another point.
Flying footer. Just cruise through.
Just passed him now, didn't it, the wind?
And finally, Lingy Red Bull Racing chased them home. They may get a point, but it's on the 6-team scoreboard. It's a meaningless point because the only point you really want is when you're racing one of the other 4 challenges. But they've had a good day. A good day, had by all, you might say, as they cross the finish line in race 27.
Je pense que j'ai dopé trop tard, Nico.
Ouais, en fait, ça a ventilé complet et j'avais un peu le rythme aussi. Ah, je pense là.
Just extending a bit.
Confirmation of race 27 and round robin 2. It's a 38-second win to Emirates Team New Zealand against Lingy Red Bull Racing. Just take a look at the standings. This is with Emirates Team New Zealand in there, and like the Italians, they have 7 wins on the board, and the Swiss 2, France 1. Those are the 2 teams that are vying for that 4th spot. Remember, both still have 1 race to go. Tomorrow is going to be filled with tension.
Well, this was the start, and actually a great start by Lingy Red Bull Racing. The Kiwis slightly back on the line, and they've given Lingy the good side. But it quickly became a bit of a tussle here. And the Kiwis just closed that distance, the gauge between them, and beautifully done. And we've seen them do it before. And from there, it was hard for Lingy really to get much traction back. Although by leg 3, it was still on, wasn't it? It was tight. But on the final lap, Emirates Team New Zealand extended a commanding lead and took the win.
On to Emirates Team New Zealand to chat to Port Helm, Nathan Outteridge. A couple of things to ask about you, Nate. First of all, the start and then the skid at the bottom of leg 2. What went on?
Yeah, we just were a little late on our final trigger pull off the start, so gave up a bit of space to windward with a lingy. So we'll have to review that one and work out how we can do that a bit better. But it was really good to get the pass on the upwind. And then, yeah, with these waves out here today, it's pretty hard to control the leeway at times when you're going around the bottom arc. So, yeah, a little skid keeps it interesting.
Yeah, looking forward to, looking forward to only having one more competitive race before you got to pull out.
To be honest, we'd happily keep racing, but yeah, got to gear up for tomorrow. It's going to be a big one against American Magic, and yeah, it's it'd be a bit sad to be the last race for a little while, but it's great to see the conditions are turning it on and getting some good racing in today.
Yeah, it's good racing. Thanks, Nate. Appreciate the time. Let's go across to Lingy Red Bull Racing, have a chat to Maxime Bashland. Maxime, I'll tell you what, you've had a great day's racing.
Yeah, it was good breeze, was nice, and the wave was really fun to sail. Happy with what we did on the boat handling, but yeah, a bit sad that we didn't have any point for tonight, but yeah, let's see for tomorrow.
Max, it's been a pleasure watching you today. Clean sailing and great comms. I mean, how's it feeling on board? How much more confident is the team?
I think great feeling. Was nice to, as I said, be back on the wave. A bit opposite side of the wind, so it was very nice, and I think we enjoy a lot the sailing today.
Thanks for your time, Max. We'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you.
Well, this was a good moment. We're halfway up leg 1 and Switzerland aggressively covering New Zealand. Lingy Red Bull Racing knew they could not let New Zealand have any breathing room, but holding a team like Emirates Team New Zealand back isn't easy. And after getting the bow clear, Pete Burling kicks a Lingy off, and he never gave the lead back.
Let's crunch the numbers, Glenn, with our good friends at Amiga.
Yeah, top speed there goes to Lingy in that one, but it's not all about your top speed around the racetrack. It's about your average speed, and you see it there, 37.3 knots to Team New Zealand, 36.4 to the Swiss. Same amount of manoeuvres basically around the course, bar 2, and slight more distance sailed there, but just a slightly better average speed gives Emirates Team New Zealand the win in that race.
So, a quick reminder of what's been going on today. We've had 4 matches and there's one still to come. Wow, look at this one. Luna Rossa, Prada Pirelli, and what we've seen today, a very quick Ineos Britannia. The last race of day 7, Luna Rossa, Prada Pirelli, Ineos Britannia.
Luna Rossa, Prada Pirelli are without doubt the form team from this round-robin stage, still unbeaten by their fellow challengers at this point. The Italian side that pioneered the dual helm setup have been unstoppable. Spittle and Bruni clinical in execution, Molinares and Tise so reliable on trim, and the mighty Italian power team giving it their all. For this race, it's Brezzi, Liozzi, and on the starboard pedals, Gabbia and Rossetti.
Ineos Britannia, who are official challenger of record for the 37th America's Cup here in Barcelona, have had a solid event thus far in the Louis Vuitton round robins. Skipper Ben Ainsley in the driver's seat on starboard, and behind him controlling the flight is Bledden Mon. Sitting on the opposite side of the yacht is Dylan Fletcher and Lethal McMillan. And with an epic lineup of fresh leg power, including Harry Leask, Neil Hunter, Ryan Todd Hunter and Luke Parkinson, they will help to keep the British team flying.
Both these teams have raced today. Both have got wins. Luna Rossa against American Magic and Ineos Britannia. A big win against Alinghi Red Bull Racing. There's the optimal route from the Ghost boat, but conditions might say differently. Let's now just get a clearance to race.
This is the race committee. We have completed the wind sampling, and this race is live.
And that's all we want to hear. One more race, a super Saturday off the coast of Barcelona. This will be our 5th race of the day. Luna Rossa will come in from port, and Ineos Britannia will come in from starboard.
Ineos Britannia looked fast earlier in the day. Excited to see them line up against the form team.
We are still waiting for someone to try and slam dunk, for want of a better phrase, the Italians and give them their first loss, just to remind everybody that they're human. They came in on port at 2 minutes and 10 seconds.
Good work here.
They are well disciplined, they Italians. Just look at that. Pretty much a perfect entry into port. And now we wait for Ineos Britannia to come in.
That's working away here.
Gee, they're both on it now. Let's go.
Perfectly on-time entry there by both teams, so very, very well disciplined. And we will see a full-on restart here with the two teams.
We're going jib here.
Still on 2 boards.
Your wheel then. Come on.
Hey, grading 50.
125.
Biggie's on jib, mate. It's out.
A lot to hill here.
We will be bearing away pretty soon along the wall.
He's still board, 2 boards. He's still on.
Working down slowly here.
One coming down here.
Get rotation in, please.
Hey, Greeny is 15.
Stand by time.
Dumbing them here. Okay.
Both yachts 2 boards down, just slowing it down a little, keeping the control. Running down along the edge of the course, along the edge of the start box.
Rachel rolling to attack here.
Holding board. Copy. Not to kill. Yeah, coming down. Okay, coming down here now. Yeah. Do you think potential roll or not? Yeah. Can we roll? Got roll. We do have roll. Copy. Roll.
British calling roll, so they'll be trying to sail across the front of Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli to start to leeward.
We are on our line. Yeah, a lot of men to come. Still killing a lot here.
He will be far away.
Luna Rossa happy to let them go.
10 to kill. 12 to kill. Happy with the high mod here. 10 to kill.
Slow even.
9 to kill.
Not yet.
Both inside the ley lines.
6 to kill. Start edging maybe.
Okay. Coming down here now. Board up.
3 to kill. Edging.
Both boats really quite slow here, so it's going to be the battle of acceleration.
All the way for extended. All the way, boys. You cannot be early. Performance here, okay?
We are racing in the final race of the day on day 7 of the Louis Vuitton Cup Challenger Selection Series. Ineos Britannia, Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli.
Pressure coming in. 2, 1.
Well, a very even start, but both boats are full boat lengths back. They got really slow and quite conservative in the box.
Yeah, nice here, boys. 20 seconds till boundary. 350. Happy for a nice sneak on this tack.
He's going to attack pretty soon.
300. 15.
You just go underneath, right?
We are a little weak, so we will go to leeward. Guys.
8 seconds. 2, 1. Board down. 3, 2, 1. Made. Yeah. Down.
Down.
2, 1. Tack. Normal build.
But this race well and truly on there, so Luna Rossa not being able to punch far enough forward to actually hurt Ineos. So Ineos Britannia, first blood to them, they'll be wanting to put the bow down and actually sail across the top of Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli. So they'll be sailing a fast mode here to try and put the pressure on Luna Rossa.
That's a long way down in the river.
You can come up if you want to click.
Very nice, good line.
Should start seeing some high boat speed numbers here now.
Good work, guys.
38 though. He's just going forwards a little.
Copy.
It's an absolute drag race here across to this right-hand side.
Nice turn, Fled. Nice hit. Al massimo. 35 here. We hit them on the tack. We might board down if they go.
He's still
White tying. Squeeze here. Really simple. Camera boys. Nice. Really good. Okay, we will take them on attack. Good shape here.
Really important here for the British to match the board down of Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli and turn the boat at the same time.
Okay, board's down. Board's moving. 2, 1, mate. Minute. 2, 1, going board. Normal mode here.
Emirates Britannia in control here.
Get me to come. 2, Lewis. Yeah.
Good angle to build here.
Let's go to chase 0. Pete, cracking start. Love a drag race, don't we?
Yeah, we were bow on as they came across on that long port, and looked to me as though Ineos Britannia were pointing a little bit higher than Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli. And the other thing I can notice is it looks like Ineos are on a slightly smaller jib than Luna Rossa, and we saw with the New Zealanders, smaller jib, faster upwind.
We're just going to line. Yeah, copy. Real nice speed here, nice bleed into this tack. Okay, pretty even here. Recovering.
Just long as they have to go to
Okay, 5 seconds on the box. Okay, stand by. 2, 1, board down. 2, 1, made. Done it. I will. 2, 1, going board. Right, Sergio. Anyone's. Lift the trip.
See Ben, just the G-forces there, just leaning inside the cockpit there, railing the boat through the turn.
Need to come. Happy level boat at the minute.
Huge Gs on these boats when you flip them around.
Good gain here. Should be straight in here. Line mate here.
For the second race in a row, we are seeing Ineos Britannia really with the foot to the floor and showing some incredibly good speed upwind.
Turn here.
And we know they're good downwind.
Down here in 2, 1, all the way down. Yours. 50. 2, 1. Get it down.
Around go Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli, but have the Brits got him on the ropes?
Big wobble there. Big
wow. Pressure maybe.
Loosest we've seen Luna Rossa there. Big negative leeway skid there to windward. So big ventilation on the shaft of the foil there.
3, 2, 1, 4. Dive out there.
Still tight this race, not much in it.
It really is a tight race, and both boats running really skinny bottom sections on their foils, so right on the edge of grip, particularly in the roundings.
Just look at the top of the mast of Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli, sitting around 46 knots downwind. As Ineos Britannia starts to find the speed as well.
A long drive by far. Let's go. Copy. Good speed here.
Up wave here.
Nicola Rezzivili, Emmanuel Iuzzi, absolutely boosting it down there. 179 beats per minute on the heart rate. Those guys are absolutely elf bouncing there to try and stay in touch with the British team. Really well executed jibe there from the British.
Out there with us. On our head.
The team's pushing hard here, not only on the cyclaws but pushing the boats hard as well.
This race has the making of a classic. Last race of the day, day 7 of the Louis Vuitton Cup Challenger Selection Series. Challenger of record against the team that were in the match back in Auckland in AC 36.
They're going to go left turn here, Ben. I think we match them. Yeah, copy. Okay, building here.
This is the race committee. We are moving the windward gate, shifting the course axis to 208.
We've got eyes on. Yep. 400. 30 seconds this way.
How good has the racing been today? And we're still not done.
We do need to peel.
And to be fair, every boat has been pretty clean and made not too many mistakes. Ineos Britannia will lead Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli at the bottom gate for the first time. They look strong today, but maybe, just maybe, they like these conditions.
Certainly sailing really well here, the British. And Luna Rossa, 2-board rounding, they'll be wanting to just keep high there, clear their air, and they're going to have to look at tacking out of there pretty quickly.
Let's go to chase 0. Peter, can you see Luna Rossa running them down the way Ineos have been sailing today?
Well, you know, it's only one bad tackle, one slight touchdown, and for Ineos Britannia, they're just walking on eggshells to keep the flying Italians behind them. This is a cracker of a race.
Okay, 2 lowered now. Gonna hit them on the way back.
Let's go to Rob Wilson, coach of Ineos Britannia on the chase boat. Rob, this is an absolutely classic unfolding, but you must be so happy the way this boat's being sailed today. It's flying.
Yeah, the boys are doing a really nice job. So yeah, really pleased about that. We've got a tight race left, you know, like 2 more full laps. So you know, there's plenty to play for, and the Italians certainly pushing hard. Yeah, we've just got to try and keep control.
All right, thanks, mate.
Yeah, high mode's good. Yeah, good
Thank you.
Van Ainsley calling for a high mode. Trying to give maximum dirt to Luna Rossa.
Yeah, the Italians will be just about out of tear-offs by now. Absolutely getting roosted. And really trying hard to just keep their air clear. The British doing a really nice job of just placing their boat accurately to get the Italians behind. But
it's getting too narrow on the land.
absolutely wouldn't be a cyclor for quids today.
Keep hitting them. I think we definitely should do them on this next one because
Take a dirt bike over a cycle today, any day of the week, but the Italians throwing every kitchen implement they can find at the British at the moment to dig their way back into this. The British just locking down relentlessly, spinning some dirt right in their faces.
You know the Italians won't be panicking. They will just try to figure out how they can get them.
Contact when you're ready.
Stand by. 3, 2, 1. They may go one and in, we do the same.
Great.
Let's get boat speed up. Using 4.
Emirates Team New Zealand.
Gas coming in now.
Ineos Britannia made some gains here. They've just been relentless, haven't they? Tacking on the Italians all the way.
A little bit lighter here. Okay, pushing the answers in 2. Okay, pushing 2 leeward now.
Possibly another manoeuvre needed by the Italians here, so
I think I'm happy
one extra manoeuvre, quite costly in distance.
To us at the moment. Take a breath, you lads. Yeah, we're well in it. 10 seconds. I see, good pressure. Like 12 metres this way. Okay, good pressure on the mark. Yeah, okay, go straight then. Yeah, my wheel. Come flat. Hands coming in. You'll get a little bit.
Ineos Britannia are delivering on their promise of being a dangerous boat, being the dark horse in the regatta, albeit being the challenger of record, because today might prove their most consistent day and a real wake-up call for the rest of the challenger fleet. And the wake-up call will be felt most potentially by this team. Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli in the challenger standings are 6-0. They could be 3 legs away from their first defeat.
Hey, 30 seconds, no rush.
Ghost boat there, just showing the trajectory down the course and looking really good there for the British, just getting a nice tow away there. Big angle difference there between the two boats heading downwind there, and although they're a fraction slower in boat speed, their angle towards the bottom of the course is better, so distance to those lured marks.
This is the race committee. We are moving the windward gate, lengthening the course to 1.85 nautical miles.
On to chase zero with Peter Lester. Where does the difference lie today, Pete? Why do Luna Rossa look vulnerable today?
I think some of it's geographic out here with just the looking down the course. The left-hand side of the course is so favoured. And Ineos, Ben Ainsley, and they've done a great job of just forcing Luna Rossa back to the left every time they can on those upwind legs. And downwind with that smaller jib, they don't seem to be paying a penalty.
Okay, turning now. Bit of a build. Just had to hold for weight. Yep. Thanks, lads. Okay, it's been on there.
Really nice jibe there from Ineos Britannia. Lee McMillan led Mon, flying the boat well. You see the VMG on Luna Rossa now, back in their favour. A 5-knot delta there at times, so really sailing into some nice breeze there, and really needing to try and claw back some distance to the British here to keep this race alive.
You've got to say, all boats are putting on a 5-star performance today. 1 day left in the round robin series.
Neil Hunter and Harry Lest there, absolutely turning those cranks to perfection. Working hard.
Ineos Britannia extending their lead on Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli to complete the 4th leg of 6. 1 more upwind beat and then home for the finish. Cannot afford a mistake.
2, 1, go on board. Fine. Here we go. Harry slow, it's coming. Okay. Okay, off the intern. Couple lured down. Gang main, coming on that big surge here.
Still plenty of sea state out there at the moment. These boats just making the water look flat.
Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli taking the left-hand mark, as you see at the bottom gate for the last time, barring the finish. 29 seconds behind. That's what the delta says.
Come on, leaders on the edge.
This is a huge moment for the British team to be able to be sailing so well and so quickly in these conditions. So have they found the extra gear they've been looking for?
Okay, anytime, Jimmy. 3, 2, 1.
Let's go to Philippe Presti on the chase boat for Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli. Different sort of day today, Philippe.
It was a hard one. I thought we had a great start, but we couldn't capitalize on the start we had. And then the right side of the course is very strong, and it seems that the British are doing a very good job just nailing that and pushing us on the left.
Yeah,
and,
Philippe. Philippe, Glenn here. Is there any options for the boys here on this upwind? What are your thoughts?
It's pretty hard because there's kind of a twist on the right side. We call the banana on the right side, and it seems that every time the Brits are going to this right side, they're gaining. So if you see what they're doing, they're just pushing us to the left. So we have to accept to go with them, otherwise we're losing a lot.
Copy. Thanks, mate.
You're welcome.
Philippe, it's the first time the boys have been on the back foot. Are you surprised?
No, I'm happy because we're going to learn heaps from there, and you know, there's a lot of lessons to be learned, and we're early in the competition, hopefully, and you know, this race like that make us understanding that we still have something to work on, which is great.
Thanks for your time, Philippe.
You're welcome.
Okay, good pressure beyond here. You're working up now. 400, come on. Okay, 2 lured. Yeah. There's good gains here.
Philippe Presti, the most coolest, calmest dudes in the world. A lot of experience in match racing and in sailing himself, so a lot of fantastically experienced people there in Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli, so fantastic optimism and fantastic attitude to racing.
He's been Jimmy Spittle's coach for as long as I can remember. It was with him in Oracle, and what a great partnership, the pair of them together.
Touching with the bow.
Francesco Bruni steering the little green wheel on the screen.
Pretty steady wind.
I wonder if we should do 2. He's gonna go 1 and in for sure.
Yeah, I think 2 for us, eh? Just take the right.
Stand by, guys.
Bit of a lefty at the moment.
Stand by, guys. Oh, in 3, 2, 1.
A little bit of frustration in the voice of Francesco Bruni. We haven't heard much of that so far.
Yacht Britannia there, just matching tacks, just making sure they're in phase the whole time and protecting what they think is the favoured side of the course.
Underturn right a little.
And no more manoeuvres for them coming into this top gate.
30 seconds to the mark. Just take a breath. Nice pressure down this side. If he's going, I reckon we go right here. Yeah, okay, happy. Yeah, right turn. Stand by.
Emirates Britannia have looked quick all day, but this race might mean more than any other race in the regatta so far. Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli to this point have been unbeaten, and they've looked second best today in this race against Emirates Britannia, who have looked sharp from the get-go. One more leg for the challenger of record.
Hey, they're this way at the moment.
As I said, no more manoeuvres for the British. They decide to take that right-hand turn, and either way there, I think would have achieved a similar result, but deciding to go the same way.
And in comes Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli, now just quite simply in small damage limitation mode. Not about the boat speed, probably more about the mental.
Here we go, all the way.
Italians sailing the boat beautifully as well, but just haven't been given any opportunity to get back into the race. Just totally owned in this race by the British.
Well, the Ghost Boat has Emirates Britannia extending on this diamond leg.
A little softer touch, push slower than this. Just watching, don't push too fast here, Blooding. It's quite light. Copy that. PD driving our line, we can get 1 and in at the moment.
Let's go to chase zero. Pete, give us a thought before Emirates Britannia hit the first line.
Well, they haven't put a step wrong, and the most impressive bit to me was the pass that they managed to generate against the wind shift, against the favoured side of the course. Remember, the pass was created on the left-hand side of the course. It's been a right-hand favoured upwind leg each time. So for me, it was that lead change over on that boundary on leg 1 that'll stay with me.
Oh, and a big touchdown by the British. Oh, disaster for the British team. They need to regroup here quickly.
2 seconds. Get it out, mate. Let's go. Okay, boat's coming up. Everything left. Okay. Away here. And still
hold all bets. That's what they say.
No trap. Let's go, boys.
Seeing what happened here. And just a loss of the rudder there. And big ventilation on the elevator, so full loss of, see the rudder just spin out there. That's basically a ventilation, an air path going down the rudder shaft and blowing up the pitch stability control of the elevator. So very, very lucky escape by the British there. You see the team there on board. Cannot believe what's happened, but the British pushing the boat super hard and luckily enough having enough of a lead over the Italians, so very close moment there for the British.
There is so little rudder in the water, isn't it?
Let's be blunt, Emirates Britannia like to entertain, but entertain they have, because one thing we have discovered today, Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli are human after all, And the Challenger of Record serves up their first loss in the Challenger Selection Series, and a big win for Ineos Britannia.
A definite change of undies required there, not only on the yacht but the chase boat as well. But well done to Ineos Britannia. A huge scalp there against Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli.
Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli must have seen their dreams come true when they saw the boat go down, but they was well recovered by Ineos Britannia. And for the first time in the regatta, the Italians lose.
Hey, bad luck, boys.
No worries.
We'll just cruise back up to the harbour.
Confirmation of the upset of the regatta to this point. Let's be blunt. Ineos Britannia have been strong all day and fully deserved their win against Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli. Glorious Sunday, it really has been. And a quick look at the standings, you can see that Italy still have the one loss now, as do Emirates Team New Zealand. This is the table that matters. 6 wins, 5 wins, 4 wins, 2 wins and 1 win. They're all racing tomorrow, but it's a big day for the Swiss and the French.
Well, both boats are a little late and a little slow. We haven't seen much of that. Both boats get up to speed, though. By gate 2, Ineos Britannia done a great job up that leg, really aggressively defending and took the top mark. By leg 6, it had, oh, we thought it was about to be a masterclass, but it was a masterclass in recovering. They did so well to get the pace going again.
Yeah, good work, lads. Well done.
And to take the win from Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli. Good work, Ineos Britannia.
On to Ineos Britannia, talking to Ben Azy. Ben, congratulations. You'd have to say that's probably the best day of racing the crew's had this whole regatta. 2 from 2, bud.
Yeah, pretty good. You know, we came out yesterday, some really rough conditions, and the guys pushed hard to get the extra time. I think it really paid today, so yeah, we'll take those 2 wins and look to keep building, but great for the whole team.
And Ben, you've had a frustrating few days. You know, how good for the team is today? Such convincing wins.
Yeah, it's massive for the team. You know, we talked a lot about Luna Rossa. They've been one of the unformed teams. So to get a decent sculpt like that and be pulling away, that's massive for the team. You know, not only the team out here, but the team back at the base and back in the UK. So good win for them.
What is it about you on downward legs that you'd like to keep us in suspense?
Oh, yeah, I know. It's another heart-in-the-mouth moment there. We lost the rudder. Pretty tough out here. There's quite a lot of swell around. Guys did a nice job to recover it and keep us going, and thankfully we had enough of a lead to get it across the line. Nice job today, Ben. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Thanks, mate.
All right, let's go across to Jimmy Spittle on Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli. Well, that was some people are sort of raising their eyebrows. They raced well today against you, Jimmy.
Yeah, full credit to Ineos for selling a great race. Just goes to show how close the fleet is, and yeah, great racing all day, really.
Yeah, lots of lessons, Jimmy, going forwards there, and it's nice to mix it up a little bit. So what are your thoughts going forwards?
Yeah, I mean, look, each day we've come out and we've really just tried to take some steps forward in our technique and the development of the boat, and today was no different. We had 2 good races, learned a lot, and we'll be applying that for tomorrow for our last one.
Nice, mate.
Jimmy, it's the first time we've not seen you be able to get out of trouble. How worrying is that?
I think those guys did a great job. We don't want to take anything away from them. They showed some very, very good performance, actually, in those conditions. So, yeah, it's going to be a fight in the Challenger Series. We've said all along that this is the strongest Challenger group we've seen, and it's great. It's exactly what you want, is tough racing.
Thanks, Jimmy. Appreciate the time.
Thank you.
All right, well, this was one of the key moments. Halfway up leg 3, and Italy tack away. And normally in match racing, you would cover and follow them, but the British don't. This was the first time they didn't cover, and they clearly saw something on that right-hand side that they liked. And this is where Ineos made that massive gain. 80 meters by the time they got to the top, and a real clear display of knowing when to cover and when to not.
Just having a look at the analysis here. Obviously a win to the British in that race by 25 seconds, and the average speed there actually fractionally higher by the Italians, but I think the downwind speeds of both boats very, very similar. And what we saw in the end was a slightly less distant sail by the British, which ultimately gave them the advantage, and the average VMG just a click higher, so advantage Great Britain.
So let's wrap day number 7 with 1 to go on the round robin series of the Louis Vuitton Cup. Go into the water briefly with Peter Lester. Who stood out?
Well, it was Ineos's day. They just really now are in the first division and one to watch. And one thing I can guarantee, I think, is that Luna Rossa will not pick them in the semi-final.
Well, you give everyone a day off and they get so much better, don't they? France, Switzerland, and then Ineos. I mean, what a display there. Well done them.
For me, it was basically that any team, given their day, can have a great result. So all teams able to win races.
Alrighty, so it's been a big old day, and we've got some cracking action. Just to remind you, and all three of us will just take a quick look at this, because there is so much to celebrate today on day number 7, which started right at the top of the day with the USA versus Italy, and they hung in there for a while, didn't they, the Americans?
They certainly did, and absolutely gave it to Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli, and we saw some fantastic racing, some of the closest racing we've seen in the series thus far.
So a good win to the Italians. They went to 6-0, and you know, they looked unbeatable. We'll talk about that in just a moment, because they have been well, nobbled off. Yeah, happy there. He was a bit quiet when we talked to him the last race. This one, Shirley, this one we really saw pace from Ineos Britannia.
Yeah, great pace, and in the days of unforced errors, that seems to have gone. I mean, today, faultless sailing.
Except maybe it's the last race. Yeah, yeah, you gotta love it. But hey, why wouldn't you be high-fiving, low-fiving after a result like this? Orient Express Racing gave it everything today.
Yeah, they did. It was their best race. Yes, they didn't get the win, but they looked more solid than we've seen all week.
Only 15 seconds behind over the finish line there, Orient Express Racing, and absolutely hammered down, and by far their best showing thus far, and there's still racing to come.
Yeah, and American Magic again. Yeah, give me a fist bump. We needed that one, but that confirms them in the semis. And then it was also an interesting one here, because Emirates Team New Zealand didn't get the start, and they had to really put the foot to the floor to claw back Alinghi Red Bull Racing.
Yeah, Alinghi really made the defender work. We love that.
But Alinghi Red Bull Racing still with one race to go, and they will have learned plenty. But man, everybody's learning at the moment, because everything has stepped up. And in the final race of the day, Ineos Britannia, they slammed them. They slammed the formerly unbeaten team, Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli, and looked so impressive to complete almost the round robin series. Yeah. Rob Wilson, big size. Yeah, why wouldn't you be? That is what it's all about. The Louis Vuitton Cup. Whoever wins that will become the official challenger of record in the match, which starts October 12 against Emirates Team New Zealand. So let's take a look at how it all stacks up in the 6-team ladder. It's quite easy to see. The 2 teams that are still in a bit of bother are Switzerland and France at the bottom. It doesn't change at all, except that Italy are now no longer perfect. They've had a loss, and they suffered it on day 7 of the Louis Vuitton Challenger Selection Series. 1 day to go. Can you believe it? Where's it gone? probably has gone as quick as the racing that we saw today. Race number 1 was just a little over 20 minutes today. How big is the first race of the day? France against Great Britain. Then it's Italy against Switzerland. That's 2 huge days, defining days for the Swiss and the French. And then American Magic up against Emirates Team New Zealand. We have been spoiled today with beautiful old ships and high-tech racing AEC 75s of the coast of Barcelona. This is the Louis Vuitton 37th America's Cup, and it has stepped up a gear in this last week. All the teams are putting the hammer down, their heads together and saying, let's put on a show, and that show quite simply is the Louis Vuitton 37th America's Cup. And guess what? There's more tomorrow. We'll see you then.